gonna get a water real quick. Started. And we're back. The Feydark, some illusionist. Here. Turn this off. We're gonna put some music in the background. So loud. I don't know how loud that is. It's probably reasonably loud. Let me see if I can turn. Hello everybody, welcome to the Stream. I'm your host, Stream Tom, and it is a little out of character because it's the middle of the day. That's okay. Today we are going to be doing some Lamania. If you're wondering what server this is on and what's going on, it's Lamania. What it is, it's what we're doing. We're looking at some of the new stuff in DDO and some of the new features. We're going to make a new character, and we're going to be going through all that. So we're going to start with a couple brief things before we actually get started directly into the Lamania. Go here. I logged in. I have to log out. Hold on. I have stuff on my DDO that I can't show on stream here. So I wanted to check out some of this stuff. My Discord. Discord's here. Okay, cool. Standing is so weird. So we're going to quickly just look over what Lamania is. You guys get a sense. Because, like, I think that's important. Up here right now. So, Lamania. So what's going on? What's changing? Bump up some of the font here real quick. So big stuff. New race, Shifter, Iconic race, Razorclaw Shifter. We're going to look at both of these. Feydark Illusionist is the new Universal Enhancement tree. I've wanted to talk about this for a while, but haven't been able to do that, obviously. And Standalone Dungeon, Promise of Flame, and New Named Loot. We're going to be looking at all of this. We're going to do the Promise of Flame. We're going to look at the Named Loot. The Named Loot, there's a lot of it, so I'm going to try to condense it down. And we'll do but the Named Loot we'll look at in-game as opposed to here, because in-game there's different things, so we'll keep that in mind. On top of that, there's a bunch of just basic character changes and stuff. Warlock Carcerai Storm has been made to work, so that's good. Flameblade has been improved. It now scales much better off of your caster level, all the way up to caster level 30 now, which is exciting. Barbarians don't get extra PRNR and medium armor, which means that Barbarians should pretty much always be using heavy armor when given the option. This means that Warforged Barbarians with Adamantine Plating are extremely powerful because you don't need to take proficiency. Instead, you take Adamantine Plating, which is effectively like spending the feat on proficiency, or you can multi-class if you want. Simple Throw and Expertise. This had a bug. I was always wondering why I was throwing extra Sunflast for no reason. That's because this gives you extra throws when it's not supposed to. So this is going to be a nerf. My understanding is that it's basically you're removing your stat in double shot. So if you had like 100 intelligence, instead of getting 100% double shot, you were getting 200%. You're getting double what you were supposed to. So this is cutting that in half. So you're going to feel it if you're playing throwers. Some bug fixes that don't really matter too much. More bug fixes. Just a lot of bug fixes. I'm trying to think of what's important here. Cargo Bay Guild amenity now gives higher quality random loot. That's just good. This is going to be helpful on hardcore for when you have those things. So it's going to be something that you get. Mounts via daily dice are now account bound. A lot of people don't have those mounts, but if you happen to get lucky and you got 100 on your gold roll and you got one of those mounts, I still don't have one yet, and I do daily gold rolls, so don't feel that bad. Now they're actually bound to account instead of bound to a character, which is much better way to do that, because now it means you can transfer them. Also, filigree should now stack within the shared bank and crafting storage. I don't know if this is going to be retroactive, or if like you'll have to take out your filigrees and then put them back in, or if they're just going to clump in the storage. Hopefully that's how it works, but it probably won't be. Quarantine got patched, so now the mini-boss, Areli, she used to like bug out if you killed her. That's going to be fixed. That's good. Is that automatically posting that to my chat? Interesting. I wonder if I can like prevent that from posting to the chat. What happens if I ban the bot? For today, I'm just going to ban the bot for 24 hours. And it says that in seconds. Interesting. Oh yeah, potions usable while raging. So these potions, if you buy the guild version, they're just potions. But if you buy the actual regular potions, they actually cast as spells. And since they cast as spells, you couldn't use them while raging. You can now do that while raging. These ones you can also cast on other people if you have a regular potion, not the guild one. Hardcore death notices are just more clear cut. There's an extra guy. Durations are better on flame blades. Triple digit damage or hit bonuses now actually appear properly, which is nice. Once you get up to 200, it starts to get really screwy. So that's that. So as I said, we're going to look over the Shifter, Razorclaw Shifter, and Feydark Illusionist. We'll do that once we get in game, and we'll look over the Promise of Flame. But just to do a quick summary, you have the Shifter. Basically, Shifters are a race. They get +2 dex and -2 intelligence, and they shift, which is like a rage, gaining +2. You have to choose your shifting, just like how you pick your type of Azamar or something, you pick a shift. So B-side shifters get Constitution as well as armor class Constitution, versus Wild Hunt shifters, which get Wisdom, and then when they shift, they get Wisdom and Dexterity. So you get Rage, but instead of getting Strength and Con, you get Armor class and Con, or you get Rage, but instead of getting Strength and Con, you get Wisdom and Dex, which is kind of neat. Important thing to note, the Wisdom Rage gives you -2 Strength, and the Wisdom Rage also scales off your Wisdom for duration, not your Con. Keep that important. In the actual tree, you get the extra raging and rage regeneration, and you also get a multi-score, or your multi-selector is all of the stats: Constitution, Dex, Strength, and Wisdom. Really doesn't matter too much, but yeah, there's that. As far as what you get out of the actual tiers, some of the stuff is pretty basic. You get Brute Fighting, Spotless and Intimidate, and Extended Rages. The Extended Rages is really nice if you're playing like Druid. Pretty much every Wolf Druid in the world wants to keep the rages up as much as possible, but you can't get them back. You're limited on how many rages you have. This extra 75% is insane. So 100% if you're planning on playing the pure Wolf Druid, half work is really good. This might just beat it out simply because getting extra rages for longer quests is really nice. And then you have, and then extra con while raging is good. And then for if you have the tank rage, I'm going to call it tank rage because it's easier because it's con and armor class. You get physical resistance rating. If you have the wisdom rage, you get spot and dodge while raging. And then there's also howls. So they get a special howl where they go like rah and they burst out. And then if you're tank shifter, you give your allies PRR and MRR. If you're a wisdom shifter, you give your allies bonus to saving throws. Also, Zentombed just subscribed for 20 months and says 20 months. That's almost like 21 months. Keep up the great content. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Oh, you can't even see the thing bouncing on my head. That's funny. That's true. It is almost like 21 months. And once your account's 21 months old, you can drink. So get ready for that. They also get Magic Fang and additional howling. The howls, think of them like the Azamar wings that they can pop out. It's pretty much the same concept. And then they get even better raging. So if you're tank shifter, you get healing amp. If you're wisdom shifter, you get 25 spell points, and you can cast spells while raging. I don't really love this. It's 11 points into the tree. So basically, if you plan on playing a wisdom spellcaster using the wisdom rage, you have to spend 11 points in the tree, which means either wait till level 3 and have no points spent in your main trees, which means your casting is going to suck, or get this by way later by getting your casting first and then investing into this, which means you'll probably get access to this around level 9 to 10. So your actual race has 0 impact on gameplay until about level 9 or 10. Not a huge fan of that. Or if you have racial enhancements, you get it from level 1, and your character is dramatically more powerful than everybody else. So that's always cool. Granted, racial enhancements kind of do that anyway, so I don't know if that's too good or too bad, but it's a thing. Also, bonjour, Mr. How we doing? How you doing? They get extra howls, so tank shifter reduces enemy attack versus wisdom shifter reduces enemy saves. And then finally, they get the threatening shift, B-side shifter, which gives, so tank shifter gives extra threat generation and life, versus wisdom shifter, which gives you lesser displacement dodge cap. And then you're going to be able to grab True Hunter, Freedom of Movement, Saves No Enchantments, Illusions, Immunity to Petrification, and Spot, and then Howl of Terror. Howl of Terror is an unbelievably good spell, basically going like raw, and then all of a sudden everything around you is feared. I have only 2 problems with this. One, Howl of Terror is really good, cooldown 10 seconds, spell-like ability, awesome. Foes paralyzed 6 to 24 seconds, will save negates. I don't know what this scales off of. Considering this is a Constitution and Wisdom-based race, Constitution, Wisdom, and Dex. It could be Con, it could be Wisdom, it could be Dex. I don't know. It's not in the skill. I'm going to hope it's in game. If it's not in game, we're going to do some tests to see how this actually scales, and whether it's actually useful or not to use. Very briefly, there's the, not Feydark, Razor Claw Shifter. And the Razor Claw Shifter is a Barbarian Iconic. So it's going to be +2 strength, -2 intelligence. They get hand wraps for free, because the idea, this is barbarian hand wraps. You're supposed to claw at people as a barbarian shifter type of thing using hand wraps, which is pretty neat. Their rage gives them strength and dex instead of strength and con, and it's the time it lasts is based off your strength. So this is all strength. When does shifter come to Lamania? Today, right now. I'm literally just talking about it before we start looking at it. They're almost identical in every way throughout the entire way up the tree. The way that they're slightly different is in the extra shifting ability. So unlike the other ones where you get to choose your shift and then you get bonuses based on each shift, this one only has 1. So the bonus for this class is while you're using hand wraps, you have piercing attacks as you have claws. Your howl is +2 attack. Your improved howl is -to armor class of enemies, so it's like extra +2 attack. You get an attack called Pounce, which is a charge that deals damage with plus crit, multi, and threat range. I don't know how good this is, but we'll test it out. And then the tier 4 is you get improved destruction, and you get balanced attacks, which I call unbalanced attacks because of how insane the damage is. This effect is, since you attack really quickly on vorpal hit. It also uncenters you while you shift, which means you can't use this effect while being a monk. Keep that in mind. And then finally, again, you get Howl of Terror. So we'll have to look into this. And then lastly, we have the enhancement tree, Feydark Illusionist. I'm going to take a look at this and go deep dive. But this is honestly one of the coolest things that they've added to the game in a while, and I'm really excited. And you're going to see me playing a lot of this once this comes out, because it is pretty cool. Like Lotro Ross, where you're doing it every 2.5 seconds? No, it's not. It is not like that. So as a Feydark Illusionist, you get to pick a familiar. So you can get a fox, a sprite, a pseudo-dragon, a cat, or a tressum. Those are them flying cats in Evening Star, if you haven't seen them. I don't know why I did this to indicate a flying cat. You get all ability scores, so Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. This tree works with all casters, so Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma. And to access this, you actually need to have the magical training feat. So you can take this on any character class, but you are required, before you take this, to have this feat. So if you're a non-spellcaster, you actually have to take the feat Magical Training. Keep that in mind. Anyway, you get Illusory Weaponry, so it's basically like Flame Blade, but it's Force Blade, and it uses your Charisma to hit and damage, or you can buff your regular weapons. We're going to screw around with that. And the whole tree is based off of Illusion DCs. The important things to note about this tree: 1, Charisma to hit here, and Charisma to damage right there, tier 1 and 2, so you get Charisma to hit and damage out of this tree, which is super cool. Lots of mana, and on top of that, you also get these attacks, so Shadow Blades, where essentially your character winds up and throws out a blade of shadow that does force damage to the target, and you get different kinds. Shadow Blades, which is single target, Fan of Shadow Blades, which is like Cone of Blades, and then finally Ring of Shadow Blades, which is a beefed up force damage blade barrier, which is pretty good, and it's going to be really neat to look at some of the stuff. Plus, there's also a lot of force things in here. All of these things scale off of Int, Wisdom, or Charisma, which means it doesn't matter what type of spellcaster you are, so we're going to take a quick look into this, and I think it's going to be really, really fun. I have a lot of cool build ideas. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the DDO. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make I want to make a shifter, and we're going to make a druid, test out some of the stuff. So we have shifter here. There's your shifter. Kind of neat. And they have like different facial appearances and stuff. They have like marks on their face. The marks, oddly enough, because it's just war paint, but it looks a lot like dragon marks, but it's not dragon marks. You don't want Cone of Blades, you want Cone of Chains! That's a good idea. Okay, so we'll just slam a jam a shifter here. This is the first character we're mostly going to be looking at stats. So what are we doing here? Wisdom. You got to get some wisdom in here. Need some strength, need some dex. I don't know. I don't have a particular plan for this character. I'm not really going to be running this through any content. I'm literally just trying to... Yeah, we're going to start with a more stats there. Sure, whatever. I just want to look at some of the new features. Look at the shifter. Be able to level up. Look at some of the things. I want to look at wisdom shifter first. Not the beast hide, but the wild hunt shifter, which looks kind of interesting. Got the rage. I got a bunch of messages. What the heck is this? Oh. Yeah, one sec. This is, by the way, I'm still during the workday, so we're gonna be. I have to respond to things every once in a while, technically. Don't rat me out. Back here. Shifters are neat. Shifters are neat. So yeah, so we're going to look at Wild Hunter. And do I actually need a feat for this character? I don't think so. Weapon fighting? Sure. I want to look at some of the Flame Blade stuff. And I'm actually doing this for a specific reason. So I want to look at some of the features. I don't know how you can customize these characters. They don't have tails. They're beast men. You'll also notice that their feet kind of stick out here. One of the things I didn't show off, which I don't want to go back through the character selector, but their actual armaments are modified. We'll go back through the character selector just to see it. It won't take me that long. Yes. So check this out. So my character is a druid, right? But if I decide to play as a fighter, look at the feet. The feet have different visuals for the armor with the talons and stuff, which is pretty sweet. So all of the feet are uncovered with the extra little bit added there. And which I really like. I don't know if there's any other combinations. Are there any classes that have shoes other than Druid? Favorite Soul? No, they just don't get shoes. But I think there's going to be a bunch of unique cosmetics based on your feat choices. And how some of the armor looks. Bird. That's funny. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Druid. Druid. I had a bunch of wisdom, bunch of dex. Oh, that's too much dex. Right, they get a bonus to dex, which actually makes them dual wielding really easy on this character. Yeah, I like that. I like the fact that they give you the option on the feat. Or not the option, but they take the time to do that. It reminds me of how back in the day in like Morrowind and Khajiits and Argonians couldn't wear shoes because they don't have feet that fit in shoes, but they also look very different. Okay, so hairstyles. Hairstyle 1, bald shifter. All right. Now this is good. See, this is like he's got a lion mane going on. I like this. Again, more lion mane style things. I think the visuals look really good with the shifter. Look at that. And you got different braids. Very full. This is cool. Ooh, and then we got some short hair. Look at this. The characters he's trying to, you know, spike up his hair. He's got like a hot date or something. So he's taking a look around, look at some of this stuff. Ooh, and like that almost like lion mane faux hawk going on, or mohawk going on right now. That's pretty sick. This one's actually pretty neat. Maximum stats. I can't bypass that screen without putting stats in. If I could do that, I would do that. Can we get these hairdos in other races? No. Oh, look at that side. Oh my gosh, little... It looks like little bear cub ears. With the little buns. That's funny. Woo! Alright, now this is what I'm talking about. This guy just finished watching Dragon Ball Z and just hair standing straight up. And they got a reasonable amount, like the color is pretty, you know, there's not too many colors here. But of course you can buy some hair dye, so if you want to have a bright pink shifter with the pink hair and the big beard, there's likely going to be some good beards here. Oh! And with the braids.
Quest complete.
Even better. Also, Nobob just subscribed for 36 months. That's 3 years. 3 full years. Holy crap. Yeah, man. Holy crap. Welcome back to the stream team. Appreciate the 3 whole years of support. That's pure madness. I don't even understand that. And you know what you get with your 3 years? The satisfaction of checking out some cool shifter cosmetics. These things look really good. You got that classic man bun. And then I think we're back to regular hairstyles. Yeah, and then it's back to regular hair. A lot of the shifter hair looks really good. Eyebrows. Now, here's the thing. Unibrow? 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 No, no unibrow. Eyes. Ooh. You got that like like golem eyes almost. There's a lot of options for eyes here. I don't know. I'm feeling it. You gotta get the more bestial look. And then you can have different versions for like the wider eye. These are some good selections. These are some good options. The whole face. Oh, you can you choose whether the fangs are coming out of your mouth or not? Doesn't look like it. Either way, still looks pretty good. I like that. Oh, yes, you can. Oh, the fangs are part of the mouth. Yo. So they have all the different mouths, and then they have the version no fangs with fangs. That's sweet. Hey, Dragon, what's up? Yeah, they do. A facial detail, which is the cuts on your face, and oh yeah, you can check your complexion. Pretty neat. The marking styles. Ooh. Ooh, look at that. We'll go to 1. So 1 is no mark. Some of these marks are not too bad. I like the fact that they go under the hair, so you can just have them creep out like that. Because that still looks really good. And then you pull it back, and it looks not too bad. It's got the extension. So I like the fact that it goes beyond. That's really cool. Some of these markings are good. Look at the crown, what's on the face, just under the eyes. Got some nice spots. As one of my physics professors said, he said when I was in biology, and he goes, oh, you kids are in biology. He's like, you go out, you count spots on animal. He's like, when you want to do real science with lasers, you come to physics lab. And that was so funny. Count spots on animal. Oh, biologists. Anyway. Oh, and you can change the color of your marking. Ooh, there's even different grays all over the place. And there's a lot of variety, too. Look at some of the brightness of these colors. Oh, man. Guy looks sick now. Literally looks sick. He's like got something oozing out of his skin. Terrible. Alright, and now let's check out the beards. So we got no facial hair right now. Oh yeah, he's radioactive. Yeah, I don't know about this one, guys. Let's put some hair on, see how it looks with the hair. See, there you go. Now it's not too bad. I don't love that. Yet the facial hair also feels kind of frizzy, you know? I don't love this facial hair. I like the thicker facial hair. Ooh, but with the braids, it's not too bad. Ooh, look at that. With the braids coming right off of here. That one's pretty good. Got any ideas for this dagger? Running out of things I can think of. No. Good luck, though. Also, Dakota Clace, and welcome. And then you have the standard facial hairs. Honestly, I think, like, these are the best. Like, this one's probably, the one it started on, baseline, is probably the best. Okay. And this one is, we're calling them Blade-O-Matic. Well, that's not supposed to be typed that way, but that's fine. Create. With the Blade-O-Matic. He looks sick. Like you said, I agree. He's like a Chernobyl shifter. Just came straight out of the radioactive nuclear plant. All right. So those claws, though, look at the hands. Look at these fingers. Ooh, they have some claws on those fingies. Ooh. No custom attack animation for baseline shifters, it looks like. On the melee hits. I know that the special shifters, the iconics, have a unique attack animation. I'm gonna have to look at a lot of the animations and stuff, see how they look. I'd like to start at level 4? I'm just gonna start at level 4. That way it'll dump me in the harbor. I think if you click start at level 1, it'll send you to the beach, and then I have to play through the basic content. I don't want to deal with that. Good. I get to pick a wolf form. Yeah. Spellcaster. Druid. I get to pick a feat. I don't need natural fighting. I wanted to look at some of the 2-weapon fighting stuff. I'm going to take Quicken just for the ease of casting spells quickly in town and doing stuff. Yes. Spellcaster. Druid. Wisdom. Okay, thanks. Now this is the first character I made, so my backpack is full of garbage. I wish there was like a solution to that problem. That'd be nice. There's like a way to prevent your backpack from filling up with all sorts of crazy stuff. Just put all this garbage on, just so I have items. I'm not walking around naked in town, you know what I mean? Okay, so shifters hold bows like the Azamar do. They got that kind of... But they have like a more of a sway to him. You see that? You see that? How he's like holding that bow around? He's got more of a sway to his walking animation. A little more than the Azamar does. It's not too bad. Whoa! There's a bit of a choppiness with the animation, but it's got some like it almost has a deliberate stiffness. It looks like there's more power behind all these hits. Look at that. Big outswing. Do you see that big outswing? Boom. Like that arm just goes straight back. Hoping it would hold the weapons more sloppily. Yeah, I know what you're saying. And they have this like hunkered down running animation. Yeah, literally they look like Reavers, actually. That is a very good comparison. They literally look like Reavers. That is a very apt comparison. Give me a weapon, buddy. Scimitar. Alright. Does he do anything different with the scimitar? I don't know. I haven't checked the two-handed animation either. I should have grabbed a two-handed weapon. I'm stupid. Whatever. We're gonna do that in the at the place. What size of animal do they turn into? Hold on, are shifters large animals or small? Ooh, shifters are big wolves. I think this is big. No, this is regular. No, shifters are regular. Okay, this is a regular size wolf. That's neat. Also, it looks like my shifter feats didn't go on here. So just like Azamar, you'll have to go into your racial feats and pick up your actual shift. So keep that in mind. Yeah, it's an average one. Okay. Before we go in there, I want to check out the shift actual animation. What does it look like when I click this? So this gives me +4 wisdom, a rage bonus to wisdom, and doesn't allow me to cast spells. Okay, so it's just a rage. That scales form based on constitution. But this gives time based on wisdom. 30 seconds plus additional amount of time based on wisdom. Wait, how long does this last? This is scaling off of strength. So that's a bug. So bug report number 1. This is the Wild Hunt shift. The Wisdom Dexterity shift. Duration scales off of strength. It says here it scales off Constitution. Here, it says it scales off of Wisdom, and it actually scales off of Strength. Ah. Lamb, baby. That's why you find these things before it goes live. Oh. Oh, I think there's a bug. I think we found a bug. Well, I think somebody else found a bug. But holy mackerel. Holy macaroon. Also, Martini, thanks for the host. Oh my god, what has happened in my frame rate? Huh, this is a problem. Make a barbarian monk? Kind of. You can't multi-class, but you do get the animations, apparently. Interesting. So I'm just going to go quickly over here and grab the level from this guy. No, the mastery. Just quickly get us bumped up to 20. And then I'm going to get out of here, because this is like lagging out my computer to be with all these familiars, these sprites. Also, Dudits, well, thanks for the host. Yeah, we'll be taking a look at some of this stuff. Oh my god, lag. I gotta get out of this dojo. Gonna try a flame blade? Yes. I'm gonna test out some stuff. Download more RAM. Honestly, it's not a bad idea. I should definitely do that. Okay, so a couple things I want to test out. So we're gonna be looking at the shifter for sure. But another thing I want to look at is the actual tree itself. So again, we have this ability, Howl of Terror, which says its will save negates. I don't know what this scales off of. So we're gonna test it out to see what this does in fact scale off of. Because once we're level 30, it's like I have different skills. So this could scale off of strength, dexterity, constitution, or wisdom, or potentially none of those things. And I don't know. When is the new race coming out? It's gonna come out when it's ready. Who knows? It might come out with update 47 because this is the update 47 thing. Maybe it comes out after. This race is supposed to come out with the expansion, so I don't know if it's gonna come out ahead of time or not. Let me quickly level up. Seems like a lot of synergy with wisdom-based classes. Maybe. Again, the rage scaling off of strength means it's basically useless on Lam, unless you have a bunch of strength items. But that will need to be tested. Well, let me just make a... I'm just gonna make a bug log here. Sorry, not no. Well. We're just going to make a quick bug log so I can keep track of all the bugs that I find. Okay, so shifter. What is this? What is this called? Wild Hunt shifter? Wild Hunt shift. Says it scales off wisdom for duration. The buff says it scales off constitution for duration. The ability actually scales off strength for duration. Okay, that's one bug. Any mention of shifter past life feats? No, we can test it out though. We can take a look. The other thing that's important to note about shifter is I don't know if it's going to be... we'll just take toughness. I don't think any of the feats matter. I don't know if the shifter itself is going to get strength or... I mean, it doesn't have anything that scales off strength. It has constitution, wisdom, and dexterity. So it might not be... It might be a wisdom race or a dex race or a con race. I don't know. More con races would be interesting, because that gives a lot of extra health. Little druid. Then we get the 2-weapon fighting, improved. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm going to buy a tome for this as well. Okay. So, right now, I'm just going to go test this out, because my stats are 1, 3, and 5. So we're going to take a look at the shifter tree. So you get extra shifts, so extra uses of rage while shifting. That's kind of cool. Constitution here. We pick up... Oh yeah, you can pick up any stat. So you've got one of the 4 stats. So if you're strength, con, dex, or wisdom, they're all useful. Hopefully jump and con. Yeah, it would make sense for it to be a con race. Extra shifts. So if I take both of these, this gives me a total of 6 shifts. Also, I got 1 extra shift when leveling up. I think you get more shifts as you level up. Yeah, I would like strength too, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, because this class isn't really strength-based. It doesn't get strength from anything, other than the cores. Constitution while shifting. this lasts longer. We're going to test out to make sure this does in fact last longer. Shifted defenses. So I can't take the 4 physical resistance rating. I can only get spot and dodge while raging. And I guess it applies to shifts. Oh, it scales! Oh, this wasn't in the patch notes. So that's 6% dodge while raging. Yo, that's 6% dodge for 3 points. That's pretty good. That was not in the patch notes. We get a special howl. So cooldown 6 seconds, and you can use it once per rest, and it boosts saving throws. Then you have to take the extra howls. I think you can only get 4 howls. Seems kind of bad. We can buff the howl, so it also reduces saving throws in nearby enemies. Augment summoning for 1 point. It's kind of interesting. It has a neat synergy where if you use augment summoning plus Feydark illusionist, if you have augment summoning, you get an extra +1 illusion DC. So this point right here technically counts as +1 illusion DCs if you also have this, which is kind of neat. Yeah, 6% for 3 points is really good. Then you get empowered by nature, which allows you to cast spells while raging. We'll have to look into this. The one thing I'm going to check out here. I don't take any spells. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna go tavern and get some spells. Probably gonna be listening wisdom. Yeah, it might be wisdom. It might be dexterity as well, or constitution. Like I said, I think for me personally, if it's constitution, that would make the most sense. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna grab a spell real quick. Okay, jump. Perfect. Oh, I don't have spell components for that. Longstrider? Nope. Ram's Might? Perfect, Ram's Might. Thank you. Okay, so Ram's Might I can cast no problem. I shift, so I'm raging, and I cannot cast Ram's Might because I am currently raging. Also, notice my duration is increased. It was started at 50, so that is actually increased. So the extra extended rage does work. Empowered by nature, you can cast while raging, except cannot cast. Maybe it's because I started this new rage. So we're gonna dismiss this rage. Basic feats. Dismiss rage. Shifters don't get dismiss rage? Shifters do not get dismiss rage. Well, we don't have to wait that long because the spell duration is incorrect. Shifter does not get dismiss rage. That is a bug. Alright. So I can cast spells again. Now we rage. And we cast. You cannot cast while raging. No, you cannot! I cannot cast while raging. So empowered by nature. Empowered by nature. Shifter tree does not let you cast while raging. Okay, so that does not work. We'll have to wait a second for that. And then finally you have threatening shift. Wait a minute. Is this the right one, and then the left one? That's just confusing. But anyway, that might be just minor. In lesser displacement and plus 3% dodge cap. I'm gonna try this just to test to make sure it works. So now that I have this, it should tell me my dodge cap is 25%. Okay, so that actually didn't increase my dodge cap. Avoidance. And it did not give me concealment. Is that only while raging? Oh, while raging. Hold on. Rage. There we go. That also does not work. And this is why we go on Lamania, guys. This is going to be a long day, probably like 5 hours or so, of just testing enhancements to make sure they work. Camo lodged shift does not grant lesser displacement or max dodge chance. Cool, that's another shifter bug. True Hunter. Freedom of movement, +2 saves to enchantment illusions, immunity to petrification, +10 spot. Well, my spot skill right now is 17. Except my spot skill is still 17. I do not have freedom of movement on my character, which I should see. And if I had to guess, Saving throws. I do not have a bonus versus enchantments and illusions. So this also does not work. True Hunter enhancement does nothing. That's a bit of a problem. And then the last thing I want to check, Howl of Terror. So this costs 30 mana. I'm going to go test out Howl of Terror real quick. So I want to see how this works. I can't use this while raging. That's kind of weird. You consider the stat page is what's not working? That's true. What if it's the stat page that's broken? Hey, Witcher 06, what's up? Okay. I need to buy some stuff out of the DDO store. A couple things, actually. I need to buy Feydark Illusionist. Feydark. You have to buy this. And I need to buy Omni Spell Dust. Yeah, I don't need confirmation. Okay. Because I want Bull Strength, Bear's Endurance, Cat's Grace, and Owl. I'm trying to test out what Howl of Terror scales off of. Yeah, there's a guy called Sir Points a Lot. He gives you like 1,000,000 points. Whoa. Look at that. Look at that jumping animation. I gotta... Hold on. I gotta get the spell jump. Because that is one heck of a jumping animation. I didn't even notice that. Hooah! Okay, the start of the jump looks kind of bad. But being in the air, it's not too bad. That looks pretty neat. Yeah, it's like a Spider-Man jump. Hey, the start is a little rusty. Start of jump animation is a little stiff. Needs more knee bending. Would they fix stuff like that? Yes. Literally, one of the things on the shifter page is that the animations are not perfect yet, and to give pointers on where you see animations kind of bugging out and wigging out. Yeah, he starts too late in the animation cycle, basically. Alright, so we're inside this quest. Is this a guild thing? Yeah, it's a guild thing. Can I Howl of Terror? I can quicken this, right? Yeah. Can I Howl of Terror on these kobolds? Does this work? Hey, I can Howl of Terror on these kobolds, no problem. So I gotta find a higher level monster. See if I can, how well this works. While I'm running around, I can just try to trash some of these items. We're not gonna be doing like endgame DPS testing, we're looking at some of the new features. One of the reasons why I'm going over Shifter right now is because I'm gonna spend a ton of time on Feydark Illusionist testing out everything. Make sure it works, because I really want it to work, but yeah. How many AP for Howl of Terror? It's 15 to get up here, and then this is 3, so it's 18 total if you want Howl of Terror. Again, I don't know what this scales off of. It could be anything. It might not even have a save on it. That's why we're going to go test it out. Actually, a great place to test it would be... I need to find a monster over here. The pit? No. I don't think this Howl of Terror experiences spell resistance. Actually, while I'm running around, I'm just going to grab stuff. Yeah, Gatekeeper stuff. That's what I was going to go test. Well, that's the thing. If this works at all on some of these higher level monsters, then it should be powerful. There might be too many Abishai in there. I think right here will probably work just fine.
Don't be shy. Come in, come in.
I'm just gonna use wolf form to get around fast. Druid, wild shape, wolf. This will help us go faster. I'm gonna see if I can use Howl of Terror on some of the monsters in here and see if I can affect it. I can't heal right now, but I have infinite points, so I'm just gonna buy cakes. Did I talk to him? No? Pick.
Step on over to the symbols on the floor. The adventure is about to begin.
Hydrate. Time to hydrate.
The first steps to find the hero.
All right, perfect.
Of the story. A true upstanding citizen. Be warned, though, she is a master of disguise.
Thank you. Are good in DDO. They vary heavily. DDO definitely just has like some older textures, but for the most part, it's not too bad. That howling animation in form as opposed to a casting animation. Well, Howl of Terror is just a spell cast. It's just a spell. You can cast it as a warlock as well as a druid. Like if it actually howled or something, that would be kind of cool, but it doesn't do that, obviously. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. That reminds me, I gotta buy a tome. We're not gonna use this yet, because it's gonna affect... because it's gonna affect how my character functions, but... 7. Okay. Time for you to die. There's creatures, right? Owl of Terror. They both made their save. Alright, perfect. Oh god. So now we're... I don't know what it scales off of, so let's try Bull Strength. Okay, I need store pots. Healing. 100? Thanks. Okay, so it's likely not scaling off of strength. Or maybe it is. Because what would the DC be? This is a... Howl of Terror is an 8th level spell, I think. So this should be 18 plus my stats. Okay, that's not working at all. Try to bump up the stats a little bit, so we got some little stats here. Okay, so I did get one guy. It might scale off of Wisdom, and it might scale off of Dexterity. I'm not sure. It's gonna be one of those two. I'm gonna eat this tome, see if I can get it a little bit more consistent. Does it show up in the combat? No, it doesn't. It's you hit him with Howl of Terror, and that's it. It just you hit with Howl of Terror. Is my guy not using this? Use? Oh, yes. I also love that the wolf reads a book. By the way, if you've never seen it, when you use a tome as an animal,
Completed.
the wolf, he paws at it. Love that. See what save throws up? Oh, that's true. Anyone on... Hey, Ranth, are you still online? Maybe. Okay, somebody with garbage save, send me a tell. I want to do a PvP to test it out, to see what this scales off of. By garbage saves, hold on. If this is a level 8 spell, this should be 18 plus 5. So minimum 23. So anybody with around 20 saves? If there's anyone online that is like, is anyone has a character online right now that has like plus 20 saves? Yeah, puppies do read. Yeah, it's a very different tone. Need a volunteer. I need a volunteer. See if we can find somebody. Because the plan is I want to test out the Howl of Terror. See if that actually, how that's supposed to function. Obviously this favorite enemy might work. Natural armor might work. Does this natural armor work? Let's test that out. I'm at 26. Up that, 28. Okay. Seems fine. That's functioning. The Magic Fang spell-like ability. When I go spell-like ability, Magic Fang, and I cast it. I'm casting Magic Fang. Yep, so I cast Magic Fang, and then that increases the power of my shield by 3 because I'm level 10. That makes sense. Alright, so yeah, this seems working. This seems to be working. It could be Wisdom, but I don't know. It might scale off Wisdom. It might not. And we'll see if anybody can help. In the meantime, we're going to take a look at the Feydark Illusionist next. Some of the stuff. Which means I need to level up a couple more times. Also, I just remembered I can't go in this area. If I go in that area, my game crashes. So that's the problem. Yeah, so the current plan is I want to... actually, I gotta get ship buffs. We're gonna go in there to get ship buffs. The plan is we're gonna look at Feydark Illusionist, check out some of the stuff, and then afterwards I want to put a character together that goofs around with the Feydark Illusionist. I'm just gonna level up a little bit more as Druid. Alright, because I have more intelligence. Because I have some ideas. The dog is all DDO can come up with. Well, I mean, I'm in animal form. I can pop out of animal form, though. What level am I? 12? Oh, yeah, I don't have that. I need improved critical slashing for my flame blades. Didn't they already make Deep Gnome Illusionist? Yeah, but they didn't make Feydark Illusionist. Different thing. Actually, I think that is kind of similar. I'm pretty sure there are Deep Gnomes in the Feydark. And those things do synergize reasonably well. Okay, greater 2-weapon fighting. There we go. Alright. Do I have enough points yet? How many points do I have kicking around? 27? Nope, I need more points. I want to take all the things in the Feydark tree. Scale up Wisdom. I want to know what the DC is, because if the DC doesn't scale off anything or doesn't work, I want to report that. Because what if somebody just think about it like this: how bad would you feel if you decided to spend like 18 points or something in the tree? Also, is it even an illusion or like an enchantment spell, like the regular one? Does it even scale the same way? I don't know. Like I said, I wouldn't want someone to like spend however many points in the tree to only then get bamboozled and not realize what they're getting doesn't work. That's why I want to test it out. Right now the DC would be 24 to 30 in that range, in theory. And I'll see if I can get an enchantment item to check that out. First magic missile immunity for a class. Yeah, exactly, me too. So, important thing about the Feydark Illusionist, so you get to summon a pet here. These are all stubs, but find familiar. So you can get a familiar, so Fox, Illusory Sprite, Pseudo-Dragon, White Cat, and Tressim. So if I take the Tressim, I then have a little familiar. So I can summon it. So I have a familiar here. And the familiar's struggling to follow me. Doesn't really go in a straight line. But it's doing its best. There we go, now you have a little kitty cat. Kitty cat does not want to look at me. Damn DDO's camera. There it is. Wait, why is it sliding away? Wait, is it just sliding backwards? This thing just slides around. This is so weird. He's trying to get into that wall. Oh, that's kind of neat. Alright. So let's actually take a look at the Feydark Illusionist tree and what you get. Because we looked at Shifter. So Feydark Illusionist, you get to pick your animal. Then you've got Feydark Explorer for spellcraft, diplomacy, and concentration. And as well, you get +1 UMD when you max this out. You probably won't put any points into this unless you really need to, but you probably shouldn't. Familiar's Flourish, giving you charisma to hit with all you as your weapon. Actually, I'm going to take this. Does this affect my shield? No, it does not. It's only main hand weapon, so this does not work on shields. Keep that in mind. Twist Reality, this is 2 points. Offensive illusion spells reduce enemies' will save by 1. This is God tier, so you'd always want to take this because you are a illusion casting son of a gun. Tell you what. So that's important. You get extra mana here, so you can pick up 100 mana. This is just useful. 100 mana for 4 points is actually a pretty good deal, especially in the early game. Just think about it. If you're playing as a wizard, you can just pop in here for an extra 100 spell points, and that, you know, if you're level 3 and you have 280 mana, that's now you're at 380 mana, so that's reasonably good, especially since it's pretty inexpensive. Then you can grab Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma. You can actually take Wisdom here because in the tree there are spell attacks. So like Shadow Blade here. Conjure an illusory blade of shadow that flies towards a single target. The enemy struck takes a d6 plus 2 force damage per cast level with a will save versus 17 plus illusion bonus plus highest of Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma for half damage. I'm going to put my points into this right now. Right meow. And now I have Shadow Blade. And the save is 29 on it for will save. So that's pretty cool. It's a reasonably high save. Is being bamboozled is what it's all about? Yeah, possibly. There should be some intentional bamboozle in there. On top of that, you've also got, I skipped this down here, Illusory Armor. This allows you to cast Mage Armor, and while you have Mage Armor active, you gain +2 magic resistance rating, or +6 if you have all 3. This is very similar to the Eldritch Knight Mage Armor, which gives you increased armor class. My understanding is that those two will stack together. Actually, we can test this out real quick, see if this works. Okay, I'm not wearing armor. I cast Mage Armor. My magic resistance rating is 10. Boom, magic resistance rating is 16. This works. You've got my back. Your familiar draws ambient and protective magics to protect it, or offensive magics to protect it. Your familiar draws ambient and offensive magics to it, protecting you from magic missiles as if you had the benefit of the shield spell. So this doesn't give you armor class. This just gives you immunity to magic missile. Again, insanely useful for pretty much any character. Then you've got Bend Light. Your studies the illusion school have give you the effect of blur, which is pretty cool. And Familiar's Flourish give you charisma to hit and damage with your weapon. Or sorry, to damage with your weapon, which is pretty cool. And then finally you get Enhanced Invisibility, which is an invisibility spell-like ability, and while you are under the effect of it, you gain +3 bonus on saves versus traps. Just in case here, I'm going to take this. I want to see if that actually works. So important note, as passives, Bend Light, I now have Blur. And on top of that, I also have the You've Got My Back. It's got a little cat there and a shield. So according to this, concealment 20%. When I cast the invisibility, I get do I get saves versus traps? Yep, and it goes up to 3. So this actually works. That's pretty cool. That function's really neat. Spell Pen, that's Spell Pen. Distract. Your familiar appears at a targeted location, acting as a distraction and attracting the attention of monsters who may be searching for you in the area. This will only successfully distract monsters who are not actively attacking. This ability may be used without breaking stealth or invisibility. Now, apparently this does break stealth when you use it. So, distract. Can I use this in town? I can do it in town. What? I know exactly where to test this, by the way. This is, let's go. I'm going to distract some kobolds. Hold on. One wizard, 19 cleric, here you come. Okay, here's the trick. Do this. I'm invisible. Enhanced invisibility, actually. That kobold doesn't see me, but he will see my cat. Did that work? I think that worked. Hold on. I'm going to try casting this over there. Let's see if this works. Damn it. Okay. I didn't realize that pathed all the way out here. Okay, those kobolds don't know where I am. So in theory, I can then distract them with this thing. Hold on. Because they don't see me, so I can distract them with this. And it says it doesn't work on kobolds that are already attacking. So those ones can't be distracted because they're already too aggroed. So I'm not sure exactly how to use this. Can you quicken it? Oh, you can quicken this. Interesting. And there's the Tressum. So that's definitely a solo-only ability. But... like 100% a solo-only ability, but very interesting. Cool. Next thing we got up here is illusory weaponry. So you've studied illusion to the point where you can craft more permanent manifestations of shadow. This grants both the ability to conjure physical shadow blades to wield as weapons, as well as the ability to enchant your current weapons to be more powerful. Shadow blades are short swords made of force and may use your charisma modifier for their attack and damage. As you level up, they will become more powerful. If you unequip your shadow blades, they will dissipate into nothingness and you must summon them again. Enchanting your weapons to become shadow blades will change the material type to force and grant them additional bonuses. This is then considered an item enchantment. It's important to note that item enchantments don't stack with each other. You can only have one item enchantment at a time. That's a Artificer enchantment or Magic Fang or something else. So check this out. So, imbue with shadow. So right now I have this sword. It is a +1 starter scimitar. If I cast imbue with shadow on this, now my sword is imbued with shadow. So it gives an additional +1. It says it gives it force damage, but there's no force on here. So I think the force is incorrect. However, that's still kind of neat, I guess. But this doesn't actually work. So that's. However, the important thing is not so much that it is. So I think that's a bug. I think that spell might need to be reworked or something. Their wording. It looks like it only grants an additional +1. Yeah, this just gives +1, and it's not an implement. So I'm just going to mark that down on my bug tracker. So next, it is Feydark. Illutionist. Mark down to bugs, man. This is Shadow Blades. Shadow Blade Imbue does not change weapon type to force. It does not create a implement weapon. It only adds +1 to enhance. It is the same as enchant weapon. Make sure I note that down. Maybe use Conjure Shadow Blade. Yes, that's the next step. That's the next thing on the list. Okay, so now that we made one weapon, it's also important to note. I'm just going to quickly take a look at the new Flame Blade. We're going to look at Flame Blade here. So something I didn't look at yet is Flame Blade. Whenever you cast Flame Blade, it gives you the option to make 1 or 2. We're going to dual Flame Blade because my character uses 2 Flame Blades. Whoa! 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 Ah! Hold on. So the sounds don't match up, but look at that. Boom. Those double hits. This feels like something straight at a... Like, I've been playing a bunch of the Dark Souls 3, and I made a character. This is a slight tangent. I made a character that uses dual-wielding weapons, and they attack just like this. That is sweet, dude. Oh my goodness. Custom animations for two-handed fighting? Are you kidding? That's sick. Alright, anyway. This is one of the new Flame Blades that's supposed to scale. So this Flame Blade, this is a level 15 Flame Blade, I believe. What level did I cast this at?
Quest completed.
Hold on.
Quest
It's not telling me. That's weird.
completed.
Also, Dakio just gifted out 5 subs to the stream team. Holy mackerel. Dude, thank you so much. That is incredibly
Quest
kind of you.
complete.
I really appreciate that. Welcome to the stream team. KN Control 1/S, Nathan Marquez, Techno Beaver, Rice King,
Quest
and Drake Noir. Welcome to the stream team, guys. Holy cow. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Quest completed.
Very, very kind of you. So yeah, so taking a look at this, important to note, so Flameblade has been changed. So you'll notice that this is a level 15 plus 8 weapon. This is actually probably above where it's supposed to be. Oh no, this is level 20. Sorry, I'm casting it at level 20. Well, yeah, this is a level 20 cast level. That makes sense. But yeah, so this weapon here, it's a level 20 weapon. It has Flameblade, so it bypasses incorporeal chances of ethereal monsters, which is super nice, which means if you're leveling, especially in Reaper mode, this weapon shreds Reapers on its own, so it's incredibly good for early leveling. It's fiery, flaming blast, so it does extra damage. So this does 46 fire, 46 fire, and 46 fire on crits. So this does 8d6 fire plus 46 fire on crits. It's all fire. In overwhelming incineration has a chance to do extra damage, and it's a big amount of damage. This is about, I think it's like 500 to 1,000 fire damage. And blinding embers on a roll 20, you blind people. It's pretty sweet. This actually continues to increase in power. However, flame blades are not the only weapons we have access to. Since we're playing as a Feydark illusionist right now and have the points spent, you also have the ability to come in, conjure a shadow blade or dual shadow blades. I'm gonna put these on the track. I think I only really need to check out dual shadow blades. Boom. And now we change it to the dual shadow blades. Now it's important to note that the shadow blades look fantastic. On the fact that they're glowing because they're brand new. Look at these blades. Very cool. So, not too shabby. Really good looking blades. Pretty slick. Also important note, the shadow blades themselves are pretty much identical to Flame Blade. They have Shadow Blades, so they bypass Ethereal or Incorporeality. They use Charisma to hit and damage instead of Wisdom to hit and damage. They do Force. They have Force Blast, and instead of having the Incinerate proc, which does extra damage, if they just basically get Vorpal. And the Vorpal tears up. They are also Force damage, so again, they are really good for smashing out Reapers, and they work against most monsters. The only time you can't really use this is against Helmed Horrors that absorb Force damage, so if you fight a Helmed Horror, you're going to lose. So keep that in mind. Yeah, these are really cool. And you can just conjure them, which is neat. I don't know why one is glowing way more than the other. You've got like a light one and a dark one. I don't know what the deal is with that, but that's the deal. Very cool looking, though. So that's the Shadow Blades. And that's just one of the cores. Next up, we've got Magical Attunement, so you can pick up Force crit chance and Universal Spell crit chance. Does this give... How much Force? Does this give 3% crit chance or 2%? Right, all mine are flat. So this gives... Yo, that's 3% Force crit chance. Really? That's 3%, 3%,
Quest.
and 4% Force crit chance. That's 13% right there. No, I'm bad at math. That's 10%. But that's still really good. Also, why you just subscribed for 11 months? Welcome back to Stream Team, man. Glad to have you here. Glad to see you back in the game. What else is here? Refraction, when you get hit, you have a chance to turn invisible. Extra stats. Improved Shadow Blades. All your Shadow Blade spells, attacks with weapons that have been imbued by Shadow, and attacks with conjured Shadow Blades apply 3 stacks of Shatter Mantle per hit. Now, this seems pretty crazy for draining spell resistance. I kind of want to test this out, so we're going to go fight a monster. Oh, look at that. Look at that running animation. This needs to be a little bit less stiff. I think the character's like upper body needs to twist a little bit more. I didn't even see what their cleaves look like. I don't have a cleave, so I can't test that. I wish I did. He's also a fan of Shadow Blades, so it's a series of Shadow Blades that attack in an area in front of you, so we're going to test out that spell. And Be My Eyes. Your familiar grants you the benefits of true seeing, and you will automatically find spell wards. Isn't that pretty cool? Whew. The Flameblade Shadow Blades work with Eldritch Knight weapon procs? Yes. The weapon procs are just buffs, so yes, they will. Whereas these are whole weapons. Take Wisdom. Up here, Illusory Augmentation, +1 illusion DCs. The feats augment summoning and improved augment summoning now grant +5 illusion force spell power and +1 illusion DCs. Okay, so I'm going to take this. I want to test something out. So my illusion DCs right now, I'm at 29. Right, that's my DC. In theory, if I take improved augment summoning, so hold on, my force spell power is 0. If I take this feat, I now have improved augments. I have augment summoning, which should proc this. So now my illusion DC should go up by 1, which it didn't. And force should go up by 5, which it didn't. Why not? Wait, is it because I don't have augment summoning? Dude, I don't have augment summoning. The shifter race. This whole tree doesn't work. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Shifter augment summoning doesn't apply. Cool. So shifter augment summoning does not apply. Sweet. There's short swords. What about Drow Cleric? Yeah, that could work. You could do like a Drow Cleric Charisma build or something if you wanted. Pretty neat. Built-in extend. So familiar's reach. This makes your spells have enlarge with no additional cost. So you get double the range on casting your spells, which is kind of neat. And it just applies to all your spells. So you don't have to turn on a meta magic or something. Magical attunement 3. So force 4% force crit chance. I'm gonna respec this tree. Oh yeah. I want to get my points back. Oh, I don't have any gold. Okay, hold on. I gotta get some shards. Yeah, this is the new shifter race that is debuting here on Lamania. Yeah, just give me some shards. Okay. Does it go into your inventory? How does that work? Yeah. Oh. Perfect. Let's respec this tree real quick. Looks like nothing in this tree works. I just want to test out the Howl of Terror. Again, if you're on Lamania, please let me know. I would like to test out Howl of Terror. And I would really appreciate it if there's anybody online who is willing to help me out with that. Somebody who has around 20 will save. If you're playing right now and you have a character with like around 20 will save, hit me up. Please. Then there's Ring of Shadow Blades, which is Blade Barrier, but Shadow Blades. And Force in Tandem. Your familiar grants you 10% force spell power, universal spell power, and 5% force absorption, doubled if you're in the barrier. Okay, so I have my familiar with me. So this should give me my force spell power. So it does. It gives me 40 force spell power. I'm getting 40 from this. So am I always getting... This is the... Wait, what's my force absorption then? Force absorption is 5%. So it's giving me double. You got 25? That's probably
28.
fine. 28, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, 28's your will save.
Yep.
Yeah, I can work around that. Okay. I'm just gonna grab something. I'm gonna grab ship buffs. Can you meet me in the Phoenix? Oh, are you here? Oh, you're already here. Oh, you're already in the tavern. Oh, sweet. Okay. This is fine here. We'll just test this out. Meet me in the pit. Okay, so you have 28. The DC on this, if it scales off of Wisdom, the DC should be 31. Did you have to make a save?
Why?
Okay. We're going to test this in a competitive thing. Asking Knight Revelski? Yeah. Lamania's open now? Lamania's open right now. That's how I'm doing this. Unless this is pre-recorded, and I'm just like a wizard and I can read your messages in some pre-recorded fashion. Yeah. Let's see if this works. The old PvP arena. Okay. This should work. Owl of Terror. Did that not work at all?
Nope.
Oh my god, Howl of Terror doesn't work on players, so we can't even test it.
You're a druid, right?
Yeah.
You got Hell of Terror, level 7.
Oh
spell.
yeah. Can I select spells in here?
Maybe Elton.
I don't think you can. I think we have to bound. Oh wait, is there a shrine? No, there's no shrine. We'll have to resign and come back in. See if that'll work. Oh, you no, it would have like an immune symbol would pop up. If you were immune to fear. Unless do you have gear on? Just making sure you don't have a fear immunity item on.
No, I got nothing that gives me fear immunity.
Oh, cool. So my will save right here is 28 according to this. 29. And your what do you say your thing is? Your
28
DC?
will.
Oh, 28? Oh. So that we can't really test it because your saves are too high. Let me go get some stats. I'm just gonna go put on an item, I think. I'm just gonna get one Sharn item that'll help me out. Pocket Pally levels? No, I don't think so. I just really want to test this out and see if this works. Also wondering if Howl of Terror just is broken. It's important to know if these spells do or don't work. I mean, if the spell just doesn't work on like players, maybe that's the case. But I don't know. I'm just gonna quickly grab an item, a Sharn or a piece of Sharn gear. Oh, good. There's a shifter called Harambe. That's funny. The guild buffs here. I'm gonna go grab a Sharn item. What gives wisdom from Sharn?
Good question.
I like literally don't even know. Or is it all crafted?
Yeah, I mean, Ravenloft gear would probably be the easy way to go, or the market chain, the one that gives the helm. I'm trying to think now.
I say, or enchantment DCs, I guess, is also fine. Because you can't buy the materials, can you? No. You Sharn loot? Oh, this guy has Ravenloft loot. Okay, it's fine. Oh, I just hope some of the items here. Oh, I need gold. Hey, what's the new stuff? The new stuff is Shifter and Razorclaw Shifter and Feydark Illusionist, all of which we're doing extensive testing on. Flat. Flat, 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 flat. Alright. And delete and start over? Oh my god, could you imagine? What if the augment summoning items will also grant the bonus while it's equipped? That's a good question. I don't know. I can get an augment summoning item, actually. Here, from Ravenloft. I can get a charisma item that gives me augment summoning. Okay, wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. I need a necklace. Down Herald's Charm. And is there an enchantment item here? I don't remember. Nope.
There is. Let me find the name of it. You were talking about Ravenloft League?
Yeah. I know there's evocation. I don't. Oh yeah, it's the necklace. I think. Oh, it's the kindred pendant. It's the other item. Okay, perfect. All right, sweet. All right, we're all good. Any leak on the heroic levels for the expansion yet? No. Not as far as I know. It'd be cool if we had that information. But we'll find out at some point. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, other wisdom item because it's the same slot.
Cloak.
Oh yeah, the cloak. Right. Cloak called. Shadow Hail, Phase, Twist Hollow.
Silver Thread.
I know. This tier 1, I think. Heroic. Ravenloft 1.
Yeah, it comes out of the first quest.
Silver Thread. Perfect. Alright. So, I'm going to test this out. So, Kindred Pendant should give me Augment Summoning, which will then increase my DCs on my illusion spell, Shadowblade. So Shadowblade is 31. So if I put this on, I now have Augment Summoning. If I go to the feats, spellcasting, Augment Summoning is now listed. Shadowblade DC has not gone up. Therefore, no, it does not work. I don't think this enhancement actually works. Illusory Augmentation. Illusory Augmentation, not granting bonus to vocation, or no, not evocation. Illusion DC with items that augment summoning. It should work. I literally have augment summoning, so this should actually proc, but it looks like it doesn't. It's kind of neat. Alright, I'm coming back. Okay, so with these two items equipped, now my DC is 39, which should match here. Shifter's the wolf druid we always wanted? Kind of. I'm just using wolf because it makes me go faster in town. While shifting, fight penalty will leave me able to help us dying. So would unconscious item just be a bonus HP at that point? Wait, can you fight others when you succumb to pain while shifting? Continue to fight without penalty if you are disabled, helpless, or dying? Where are you seeing that, Midnight's Fox? To raid. Blue team. Laws. Please enter the fighting arena. Dash. I hope this works, or else we're doing all this testing to find out it doesn't work. Getting debated? You definitely are getting debated, because that effect is not there. There may be somebody just bamboozling you. Yeah, augment something for real. Yeah, I'll probably do that in a bit. Yeah, I got the spell loaded. I got Howl of Terror. I got both forms. Yeah, and also pen and paper stuff. People making assumptions knowing that Shifter is coming out, so they're putting in information about Shifter that they might know. Alright. Howl of Terror. The real one. The fake one. Damn it, you're unaffected by both?
Yeah, I'm not getting any saves.
Okay, so Howl of Terror doesn't work in PvP. Interesting. Well, while I'm here, I don't have any spell power. So this is the Shadow Blade. How does this look? Interesting. So I like whip it out. So I just go like. That's kind of cool. You're making your saves, so that's fine. Oh, you have... Dude, I'm hitting you with Shatter Mantle. Each one is giving you a bunch of stacks. Nifty. And Reality Twist, -1 to will saves. So that actually does work. Cool. I'm going to see what Fan of Shadow Blades looks like. Ah! Scorch. So Fan of Shadow Blades. I wonder what the range is on this. Hold on. I stay about there. Let's check the visuals on this. It does pass through you. I'm gonna see. Is it Tiefling immune to fear? Do Tieflings have an immune to fear effect in the tree? Did you take a
Not
Tiefling
that.
immune to fear effect? Look at that range on this, by the way. This is Fan of Blades. Look at the range. Wait, Tieflings are immune to fear? Oh, Tieflings are immune to fear. That's why this doesn't work. Damn it. Okay, so maybe it does work, but yeah, you're immune to fear. That's why I can't cast the spell on you. Alright. And the last thing I wanted to test out was Ring of Shadow Blades. Cool.
Oh, each stack of that gives me a
Yep, you get the Shatter Mantle. Although it looks like it's only applying one Shatter Mantle to you, which is interesting. If I hit you with the Shadow Blades, do you get more Shatter Mantle? Okay, so it looks like Shadow Blades only apply one stack of Shatter Mantle. So, I'm gonna mark that bug down. Approved Shadow Blades. Did the fan do 3 stacks?
I did.
Okay. Approved Shadow Blades. Weapon attacks and Ring of Blades only apply one stack of Shatter Mantle. Shatter what? Cool. So that's neat. That's some cool testing. Oh, wait a minute. I have Enlarge on, right? So this should go like forever. What's the range on this then? That's the range? That's some range. Because all my spells have Enlarged, so I can just be like... Is there like a summon you can get from the store? Like a pet? Anybody know?
Oh, you mean a highway?
No. Like a gem of air elementals or something. No, it doesn't work. Alright, I'm gonna go test this out in Quest again. What are the swords I'm using? These are the Shadow Blades. They're weapons you conjure from the new tree that we're going to be taking a deeper dive into, Feydark Illusionist. I'm just recording all the weird bugs that I find. Yeah, new tree, Feydark Illusionist. It is all 3 things together. It's all 3 spellcasting classes. So you got Wisdom, Intelligence, and Charisma. It uses mana. It's got a whole bunch of different types of debuffs that are unique. You've got things that dump spell resistance from different Shatter Mantle effects. You got some different crowd control in here. It's pretty neat. And it does some small amount of damage. Also Charisma to hit and damage. So Familiar's Force, Illusion DCs, your Familiar now grants you plus 10 Force and Universal Spell Power. So and that's plus 1 Illusion DCs. So that should make Shadow Blade go up by 1. Click. Shadow Blade goes up to 35. Okay, that did work. Plus 2 Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma, plus 2 Illusion DCs. So this should make my Shadow Blade go up by 3. That's 38, so that does work. So now, just important note, I have no items equipped, and the tree alone is giving me 105 force spell power. So this is sweet, by the way. Oh, I didn't hear your answer. What do you think of Illusionist so far? I have no personal opinion right now. Looking at the tree, personally, this is like one of my favorite trees. To give you a bit of an understanding, this tree works with every single class in the entire game. If you aren't a spellcasting class, you do have to take the feat magical training to be able to access this tree. But that's not that big of a requirement considering what it gives you. It works with all the different spellcasters. All of the melees can get a bonus because you can get access to things like immunity to magic missiles and blur on any class you want. The Shadow Blades is a really cool summon that if you just happen to be playing any type of character, you can conjure the Shadow Blades and hit Reapers and stuff, which is very useful. You get some reasonable attacks like the actual Shadow Blade or the fan of Shadow Blades, and it boosts up force spell power enough to make force spell power actually kind of useful. So again, this is This is very, very cool. When hit or missed in combat, there's a small chance. What's the chance look like? It's the same as all the other things that say when you get hit, there's a chance. It's probably around 2 or 3% for refraction. When it's small chance, it's 2 or 3%. I don't know why they don't just put the percentage in here, but it's not there. Yeah, so very, very interesting. There was something else I wanted to test. Oh yeah, Howl of Terror. Okay, I'm going to go test out Howl of Terror on one more monster, and then we're going to take a look at the Iconic. And then after that, I'm going to run the new quest at level 6 and see how it looks. And we're going to do it using a Feydark illusionist. Wrath, if you wanted to join me for that, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, let me create a level 6 character.
Yeah. What's the race tree look like? The race tree is pretty cool. It gives you bonuses while you're shifting or raging. Bear in mind, nothing works on here, but it gives you different bonuses while you're shifting and raging. So shifters have the ability to essentially rage, giving me increased wisdom. So they have a wisdom dexterity rage, or a constitution armor class rage. So it's tank rage or dex spellcaster rage, but nothing in the tree works, unfortunately. However, there's supposed to be a lot of good synergy with the character. How to make the paladin? It's not a bad idea. Also, welcome to the stream, Supernova Keen.
Come in, come in.
Yeah, we're gonna go try to Howl of Terror some people.
Step on over to the symbols on the floor. The adventure is about to begin.
These guys have saves that are like around 35, 36. So my DC is 42. I can actually dump this a little bit, make it a little bit lower.
Story, a true upstanding.
So DC is still 34. Why is that?
Although she is a
Is that just the base? Wait, how did my DC not go down when I took off my wisdom items? 37. Oh, 37. Okay, yeah. That gives 5. Okay. Oh, right. I gotta return the letter. I'm testing this out because I want to see exactly how it's being affected. Again, if this is just regular Howl of Terror from Druid, if it has this spell DC, then that will be fine. But I don't know. We'll have to check it out. I think the Feydark Illusionist is going to be really neat. You can go multiple different routes. You can play as a wizard. The other thing about this is that the charisma hit and damage, a lot of people are going to think, oh, this is a charisma tree. You have to use charisma for this. But think about it like this. If you play as a wizard and you play as a archmage wizard, all of the stuff in here synergizes super well with archmage, with the wisdom or intelligence-based force damage, intelligence-based force damage. You get all the force damage here, and all of that scales with the force damage you deal as a wizard. So honestly, it really works super well. Commanded fighting war priest is potentially viable now. Depends on your definition of viable, but sure. Okay. Now let's go back to human form. Alright. Alright, I have to go wolf form to get this to activate. So they both made their save against my 34 DC Howl of Terror, so regular Howl of Terror. They both made their save. Alright. Let's bump up the DC a little bit. So now the DC on Howl of Terror is 42. Let's see what that yields me. 42. That's 2 fears right there. This Howl of Terror. 2 fears right there. So, if I had to guess, I would say that the Howl of Terror here is identical to Druid Howl of Terror. So the DC for this spell is going to be 17 plus Wisdom plus Enchantment. So, do with that what you will. Oh, I didn't see this. Sorry, I gotta send it. Second. Interesting. All right. So I'll put that as a note. So it looks like unless you're playing a Wisdom Shifter, you don't really want to use it. Use formula for Howl of Terror to SLA for use. That is 17 plus Wisdom plus enchantment. C's. Hopefully that will be done. I missed something. We pretend viable. 1 to 20 or 1 to 3 Zerg? Yeah, that would work. Oh, for the War Priest? I mean, you can already do that on War Priest. Just go Strength. Strength is super good. Assassin Rogue? Yep, it will also work with Assassin Rogue, because you can distract people too. Think about Clerics and not looking forward to it? Oh, two-handed War Priest is great. Just literally, just play, go Cleric, Half-Orc, two-handed weapons, and just kill everybody with Strength. It works super well. Illusionist will work especially well with Enlightened Spirit at all. I mean, yeah, I don't see why not. You can conjure a weapon that works charisma to hit and damage, which is super convenient. So I like that. So that's pretty cool. I haven't reviewed the new items yet. New items are coming after. Cool. All right, so we've taken a look at this stuff. The next thing I want to look at is the shifter, the claw shifter dude. And then we're going to reincarnate this character and do the new quests at level 6. And then after that, we'll look at the new items. So next is the claw shifter. Then we're going to take a look at the new quest, and we'll go from there. Get out of here. Blade-o-matic. Okay. Onic. Razor claw shifter. Yeah, get now.
At level 6, yeah?
Yeah, the new quest is level 6.
What's that, 8 max?
Yeah. Okay, they don't need to get it. So that's pretty sweet. Razor claw shifter. We need strength. We need con. Sounds good. Are you barbarian? Oh, we need dex for 2-weapon fighting. Perfect. Because this is a hand wrap build. So the Razor Claw Shifter, I'm going to see if there's any different cosmetics or anything you can get. Where's 2-weapon fighting? There it is. 2-weapon fighting. I don't know if the cosmetics are actually different at all. Also, the female hairstyles are potentially maybe different. The female hairstyles appear to be the same as the male hairstyles. Except for this one. I think this is a bug, but I'm not certain. Oh, that's fantastic. You get like a stick, you just whack people in the back. Oh, they get tattoos? Oh no, that's just that mark. Yeah, it's all the same thing. So it looks like that's the same. Anti-Chap just resubscribed for 4 months. Welcome back to the stream team, man. Appreciate the support. Oh, I have to get now. Yes. Uh-oh. What? Hold on. Let me get that far into the process? That's weird. Is it worth it if you take Bard's Swashbuckler? Well, Swashbuckling can be good for a whole bunch of different things. There's actually some changes coming through. I think that name is funny. I don't know, there's a lot of good things you can do with Swashbuckling, especially considering you can get the Charisma to hit and then Charisma to damage at a Swashbuckling tree. It's nice because it only costs you a total of 3 points. However, it also costs a feat. Is there a story for this? Quasi destroyed stir, fair tavern brawls. Oh, it's just tavern brawls, sorry. Okay. Oh wait, no, I wanted to accept barbarian training. There we go. Okay, I can't, that doesn't work apparently. Use it, Sharn. I just want to take a look at the Razor Claw Shifter stuff and see if anything actually fits. Do I have hand wraps? Do I start with hand wraps in my inventory? No, I don't. I don't know how to get hand wraps. Also, there's somebody from Moorgrave University, a patron. This is going to be a new faction, Moorgrave University. I'm assuming there's probably going to be with some new quests. I don't know where the Barbarian trainer is here. I don't play Barbarians very often. It's probably the half-orc that was downstairs. I am incorrect. It is this person standing next to the shifter. We're just going to quickly level up and grab some hand wraps. I just want to see what the character animations look like. Take a look at this different type of shifter. If you haven't seen it before, by the way, this shifter is... Oh, I need the cleaves, I think. Yeah, I want to try the cleaves. Where's power attack? Just to see what the animations look like with this character. Strength. The Razor Claw shifter is about using Barbarian with special unique attack animations and being able to claw people, and using their shifting ability, which gives them strength and scales its duration off of strength to last a very long time and hit extremely hard. So they're like regular Barbarian, except it is all about strength. All strength all the time. There's improved 2-weapon fighting. Why can't I take this? Oh, I didn't buy tomes. Duh. Supreme. I'm just doing tomes just because it makes it easier to build the characters quickly here on Lamania. Not saying you need tomes to make this build. It takes less time for me to build characters. It makes it a more streamlined process. We can look at some of the stuff. Because the tree looks very interesting. Not this one. The tree looks very interesting, similar to the other tree. I'm just hoping it works a little bit. Also, I didn't test out the Howl, so we're going to look at the Howl. Howl of Terror here is scaled off of Wisdom, so it looks like if you play as an iconic shifter, that the Howl of Terror is probably completely valueless to your character. But we'll see. Just keep that in mind. Which is kind of unfortunate, because it's a really cool effect. Maybe if there's like a multi-selector so it could scale off of something different. Obviously, you know, maybe having it scale off of Wisdom is not like the absolute worst thing. It is a spell at the end of the day. But, I don't know. It just feels weird for like a class that has a minus to Wisdom, has something that scales off of Wisdom, if that makes sense. Because the Razor Claw Shifter gets a -2 to Wisdom. It's all about beating people to death. I need cleave. Whee. I just want to have a bunch of enhancement points so I can spend them all in the tree. I don't really need to have like all the levels or anything. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what the decision making is behind it. I'm not gonna make claims about how people are attempting to do the work. You know, spell points to cast it anyway. Oh yeah, I don't have mana, so I can't even cast it. Hilarious. Yeah, so that's actually a really important note. I'm gonna write that down, because the fact that I don't have mana to even cast this spell is a pretty important thing. I didn't even think of about that. Good call. Maybe the Razor Claw Shifter one shouldn't even cost mana? And I bet you can't even use it while you're raging anyway, while you're shifting. Through critical bludgeoning, because we're using hand wraps. You think if I improve critical piercing, it would work if I make the piercing attack while using wraps? That's a good question. Razor Claw Shifter. The ability to cast while raging does not work. I tested it. I have a long list of shifter bugs. To wisdom, but has a mana or a spell point costing wisdom based delay. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to take a look at some of the stuff. Also, important note, apparently Razor Claw Shifter... the Razor Claw Shifter, this starts on my track, which is kind of neat. Okay. So I need to get some hand wraps so I can actually see how this character is supposed to work. So I need to make it... Oh! There's a Razor Claw Shifter equipment. I guess I don't need to do that. So we get the Long Claws lenses, melee alacrity, quality physical sheltering. That seems fine. Lockup property log. This gives double strike and insightful constitution, which is pretty cool. Oh, I can get rid of the Sunfest information. I can't believe that's been there for so long. Anyway, the double strike and insightful con, the hand wraps, hunter's wraps, piercing and slashing. They also do bludgeoning and it's adamantine. Cool. They start you with an adamantine wrap. Razor Claw's armor, medium armor, physical sheltering and parrying. Pretty par for the course. I'm curious if it has like a unique outfit. Is this the Scoundrel Bard outfit or is this? Yeah, this is the Scoundrel Bard outfit based on the corset. This is just the Scoundrel Bard outfit. Hopefully there's a unique cosmetic and it doesn't just look like Scoundrel Bard when it comes out. I'm pretty sure it will, but I can wear hats, right? Oh, interesting. It looks like Razor Claws can't wear hats either. I didn't know that. Or there's no assets for the hat. Okay, so Razor Claw base attack stance. I gotta say, that looks pretty sick. Come on. That's my auto attack animation? I'm like Wolverine over here. Attacking. Want to play a zombie one? Oh, that could be neat. Yeah, a zombie one. But how does cleave look? I don't know if they made a special cleave animation. Oh, unique cleave animation! Yo, check it out! Oh! God, that's sick. Come on. How cool is that? That's pretty sick. Okay, let's take a look at the actual tree. So, we're playing as a Razor Claw Shifter, so while shifting, they gain +4 Strength and Dex, and +2 to Fortitude with a -2 penalty on Wisdom. So my Wisdom already starts at an 8. So this is another -2, so that's going to go down to a 6. That's cool. Extra shifting, so we get extra shifts per rest. We can grab any of the 4 stats, so we're going to grab Strength. I don't know why Wisdom is still on here. I feel like Wisdom should not be here, but what are you going to do? Oh, we can't get the Rage Regeneration, but that's fine. Also, Shifters appear to get more Rages as they level up. It doesn't indicate that on the sheet here, I don't think. But you get more Rages as you level up, which is kind of interesting. Alright, so +1, 2, 3 to attack with hand wraps from Hone Claws. You get Hunt and Track. We have Extended Shifting. So, just to clarify, my Strength is huge. My Constitution is not. It is not as huge. So in theory, I should get pretty long shifts based on my Strength. The duration of this is supposed to last on Strength. While raging, your hand wraps bypass piercing DR, which is kind of cool. Yeah, these use hand wraps. This is a hand wrap barbarian. Howl. I'm going to try Howl here. +2 attack per 5 character levels. The extra Howls. Oh, I can't take Stronger Howl because I'm not a Beast Hide shifter. Stronger Howl as a prerequisite of being a Beast Hide shifter, which can't be done as an iconic, because the Beast Hide is the heroic shifter. They still get Augment Summoning, it looks like. I wonder if this works. Just check. I have passive Augment Summoning feats. I don't have spellcasting feat, so Augment Summoning does not grant Augment Summoning. Monk Falconer Wisdom Build Shifter. It's important to note that the top tier shift, so now I have Pounce, +6W to targets near you when you land. Targets near you, is this AoE? I have to check that out. Destructive Shifting. While shifting, you get improved destruction and you trip enemies. Also, you are uncentered, so that's important to note. And I think True Hunter doesn't work. Yeah, True Hunter doesn't work. Alright. So we know that. So Pounce. I shouldn't have had that screen up while I did that. So let's try that again. So wait, does this just work on its own? Because it just says rush forward. Do I not need a target for this? Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna run into a quest and see, just whack some stuff and see how this works. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have because I'm a barbarian, I have barbarian rage. And razor claw shifter. Are these the same? Hold on. I'm gonna take effects for rage, extra strength, and extra con while raging, and see if that affects my shift. So in theory, while shifting... Wait, is shift and rage the same thing? Barbarian feats. So I have greater rage. So I get +6 strength and con. Right? So this should give me this. If I press this button, it should give me 4. With this, that should give me 7, and with the greater rage, that should give me 9 strength. And this gave me 6. How did this give me 6 strength? Also, it increased my con, and it didn't affect my dex. What? Wait, Razor Claw Shift gives strength and con? Ooh. Oh, I didn't take the strength and frenzied. That makes sense. Duh. Okay. Okay, whatever. Okay, so 35. So that does give the 9. Okay. But that didn't give me dex. The Razor Claw Shift is wrong. Razor Claw Shift grants strength and con, does not grant dex. But this did give the full value, right? Yeah, this gave the full value. Interesting. Strength and occult, yeah. Yeah, I took the wrong strength thing. That was my bad. Okay, we're gonna go test out and see what happens when I attack. I took the wrong thing. Trim notification. Anytime. That's what I do. Go away. I just want to see how some of this stuff works. So I have Howl, which increases my attack +2 per 5 character levels. How much does this give me for 20 seconds? So if I have +30 to hit and I Howl... That give +6 to hit. Oh my god. Do you see that? Listen to that. That's actually a howl. That's cool. Oh, that cleave animation is garbage. Oh my god. Pounce? How do you track where Pounce is supposed to go? Oh, I gotta shift, right. Rage? Shift? Oh, you can't shift while airborne? Okay. Okay, so wait, how do I make sure I land this with the pounce? So I see those guys coming and I go, pounce. I hit nobody. Interesting. This is very interesting. What's my trip animation? It's still trip. Maybe hard select the target for pounce? Maybe. That might work. Expect it works like dire charge? It could. Also, I love this. Just that raw. Alright, so I'm gonna hard target it, and I'm gonna go a little close. This table is providing a problem. Like, if I'm close to this guy, where do I go? Pounce. Huh. I think the targeting on this one might be a little challenging. But what if I land the pounce? What if I just like get... So I just know the pounce is about this range and I go, whoa. Right, but if you walk, you go way too far. Also, Anti-Chap... no, not Anti-Chap. Tyler the Drow just resubscribed for 2 months. It says, woo! 2 months. Welcome back to the stream team, man. Appreciate the support. You know how I feel about that? Oh god, I dropped my headset. That's how I feel about that. I feel raw about that. Okay. So if you land it perfectly, you can get the pounce to work. Huh. Oh, I didn't check if any of these other things actually work. While raging, I bypass DR? Maybe. Okay, that actually does work! Hey, that works! I bypass DR. I gave improved destruction. I don't know, I didn't test that. Also, Tyler the Drow just gifted 5 subs. Dude, what the heck, man? What are you doing? Welcome to the stream team. Igahent, Elothan, Django Fett, 587, X Villa, and Zen Bayoshi. Welcome to the stream team. Dude, thank you so much. That is so kind of you.
Quest completed.
Dude, thank you. You definitely didn't have to do that, but I am very appreciative of the fact that you did. Cannot shift while raging. That's so silly.
Quest.
Do I have... Okay. And my attacks are not affected by improved destruction. So a bunch of the stuff in the shifter tree doesn't work, which is definitely going to impact how good or bad this is.
Quest.
Does pounce work while falling? Good question. Can I, like, air pounce?
Quest received.
Kind of. It still pushes you forward. Yeah, welcome to the stream team, guys, and appreciate the support. Also, hope you guys are having a fantastic time checking this out. So, yeah, this character, he's got interesting animations. A couple things that are important to note with this. There's a bunch of stuff that just straight up does not work. Of course, that's why this is the test server. So don't be like, oh my god, the things don't work on the test server. Like, yeah, that's the point. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, that's what I say when I die too. I say whoopsie daisy. Yeah. It mostly seems to be a leap. I think that the tracking is really bad. Let's see. Pounce.
Quest received.
Is extremely hard to land on people. And we're gonna go 1. I'm gonna timestamp this. What else doesn't work? Destructive shifting. Destructive shifting doesn't work. Yes, we have an iconic Claw Barbarian. You have Wolverine now. Again, this animation looks amazing. Oh, and also cleave animation is way too long. Cleave animation is really longer than normal cleave animation. Like, watch this. If I go cleave, it takes way too long before I actually start attacking again. Zergbarian build time? Possibly. I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to build this. Oh, and you have Magic Fang. Oh, I don't have any mana! So I can't use my Magic Fang spell-like ability I just put points into. No! I don't have any mana! Oh, that makes me sad. Huh. Alright, well that's...
Buffs?
Oh yeah, ship buffs. Yeah, I could do that. Dumb when it comes to the multi-class. I don't know. I would probably... I mean, I'm looking at this. It seems like Barbarian is like the way to go, but maybe not. Use the Fey Tree? I can't use the Fey Tree. Oh, I can use Harp Agent, actually. Oh. 20 mana here. And mana. There we go. Bam! Now I have 100 mana. Okay, so Magic Fang, does that affect my hand wrap? Okay, so I can Magic Fang the hand wrap, so that actually does work. Which is interesting. And since this is actually... Oh, yo, does this have a cap on it? This doesn't have a cap, which means Magic Fang at level 30, it gives +7 to hit and damage. Because it's +1 and an extra 1 per 5 cast levels. So that you can cast this at cast level 30. Which is pretty good, honestly. Like, this is a... Like, I'm giving this +5... Oh, this is +5 right now. That's even higher than I thought. Yeah, this is actually really good. I will say this is something I like. You obviously don't put 3 points into Magic Fang, because it's pretty dumb. But 1 point is really good. What's the iconic past life grant? I don't know. Good question. We'll find out in just a sec here. I have to go to the ship thing anyway. The horse. Horse! Take the horse, of course. Oh, past lives aren't in the build? Oh, okay, cool. Lamania does take forever to load. Also, there may be a queue to get in. Just be aware of that, because there's a lot of people trying to get in. I had a queue earlier today.
The famed illusionists have returned to Stormreach, bringing their blend of showmanship and sorcery along with them.
I don't know why. One of my notes, I just have an F. Kind of funny. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick wash. I gotta hit the washroom. I have been drinking a lot of water, and then I'm gonna load in, and we're gonna create a Spellblade character and go do that quest, that new level 6 quest. Oh, all right. Now we're back. I think that was a good time to spread the love. Oh, thanks, man. Okay, so now we're going to take Blade-O-Matic and we're going to reincarnate. And I'm specifically reincarnating Blade-O-Matic because this is a build that I thought of today while I was looking at it. And I want to try this out. Yeah, as long as you have one neutral, you can do Barbarian Druid. As long as you're not neutral, good. And if you're not chaotic, if you don't choose chaotic on your Barbarian, you can actually reincarnate that into Monk if you want. Remember how iconic Shifter goes as Ranger with its Dance of Death? That would be very cool. So this build that we're going to be testing out here, I'm calling this build Feyblade. One, because I recently watched a YouTube video that used the intro, or the song that is the intro to Beyblade. TR. I need to TR. And so I had that theme song stuck in my head. And also, Heroic True Incarnation. Oh, that's a timer reset. Damn it. Where's the heart? Iconic, epic, heroic, true heart of blood. Heroic, true heart of wood. It was literally the first item. I'm so stupid. And this character's Blade-O-Matic. Actually, I do need to change the name of this character. Name. Change. Perfect. This is Feyblade. Perfect. We're now Feyblade. I wonder if that's going to screw up the reincarnation process. I don't know. The 2-weapon fighting flaming sword spell that levels. Well, you wouldn't want to focus on the claws and the flaming sword because the flaming swords only use wisdom. So if you have the claws, then you're not using wisdom because the claws you scale off of strength. Or if you have the claws, then that means you are... Yeah, you're doing something else. You have to put points into falconry. Beyblade. To get your claws to work with wisdom. Okay, so we are going to be doing the new quest now, and we're going to be doing it testing out the new Feywild tree. And we're doing this with a character I'm titling Feyblade. That I think that there's some funny stuff we can get done here. So the character that we're going to play, in theory, I could actually be a shifter, because shifters are neat. But I don't think we're going to be doing shifter here. Tiefling, half-elf. I don't need human. Honestly, might just go drow. Drow or tiefling? Tiefling. Hey, turtles, what's up? Wait, where's drow? Yeah, drow elf is here. Drow or tiefling? I think, for the purpose of this character, we'll go with tiefling. So we need to max out charisma. That's the most important stat. We need a little bit of strength, just so we can carry some stuff. Need a little bit of dex. Need some con for sure. A little bit of int. And we need wisdom. A little bit of wisdom. We don't need that much. Actually, we need... we do need more than that, probably. Yeah, this is probably fine. Alright. So this is the Feyblade build. And I'm going to go into detail about Feyblade here in just a sec. We need search, spot, jump, because we'll have the spell, but I need to be careful about my mana usage. Move speed and concentration? Fine. And at level 1, we're actually going to take a really interesting feat, a feat most people wouldn't take. Where is... Oh, right, I can't take that feat yet. I need magical training here. I don't know what new monsters are in the new quest, but I'm going to take elemental because I think that there's probably going to be a reasonable amount of elementals in the new quest. And give him the old randomize. Make him purple because purple's neat. Beautiful. Feyblade, the lawful good ranger. I keep thinking YouTube video on DDO dating game. That's funny. Use claws and then use druid bear form for tank and bonus strength? Possibly. I think it's mostly going to be a DPS thing. I don't think there's much reason to use the claws if you're not DPSing people. Oh, I have to do this intro? Oh my god. I gotta do the intro. With Feyblade. So the idea behind Feyblade here is Arcane Archer? Nope. Feydark. Illusionist. This is going to be a combination of Feydark, Illusionist, and Tempest. And something else, actually. Yeah, I want a longsword, please. Yeah, equip. Because I reincarnated, and you have to do the intro once on the server. And I haven't done the intro on the server yet, so I gotta quickly run through this. But the idea here is we're gonna be using the Feydark Illusionist tree to get access to the Force Blades, so we can do charisma and damage with Force Blades. And on top of that, we are also going to be using Past Life Druid to get access to the Flame Blades, and we're going to be getting Feydark Illusionist to get charisma hit and damage with both weapon types. So the idea is Flame Blade does more damage, just a little bit more damage than Force Blades. So I'm going to have both Force and Flame as an option, and I can swap interchangeably between the weapons by just casting some spells. And then we're mostly going to be Tempest. So this tree is probably not going to go top tier Feydark Illusionist. Probably just get some of the lower stuff, get some of the spells, get like the fan of Shadow, like Shadowblade fan thing, but mostly go into Tempest Ranger. Got an Inquisitive Enhancement tree thanks to me? That's good. Inquisitive Enhancement tree is really fun. I'm a huge fan of the Inquisitive Enhancement tree. Oh, I also like that my inventory is super clean. I don't have to worry about getting items. Ooh, we don't have any items. Oh well, I can conjure weapons, no big deal. And I can make up items with tomes and stuff. No big deal. You just have to walk through this. You know, you can use your DDO coins. Yeah, of course you can use your DDO coins. Right there. Doesn't everybody have 123,389 DDO coins? Unless you're talking about not on Lamania. Get some gold rolls while these guys clean up. By the way, you don't have to actually fight stuff near. It's actually just as fast to let them do it themselves. You do 0 damage. Scrolls of Holy Aura? Oh, you to unlock the Inquisitive, yeah. Yeah, you don't have to do Sharn, you can just unlock it. Which is kind of nice. Yeah, so far, what do I think? I think that the Shifter is interesting. Shifter's pretty neat. How good is Shifter? That's really hard to say. I mean, it's hard to talk about how good something is when most enhancements don't work. I think that there's a lot of potential. I think mathematically the enhancements are all very strong. But overall, the actual individual strength is kind of hard to judge. Fog and wretches, are you scared? Are you nervous? Okay, well done. How do you have so many DDO points? I'm on Lamania. On Lamania, the test server, because they want you to test stuff, including some things that happen to be in the store. There's a guy in town. There's an area called the Test Dojo in the marketplace where all the trainers are. And when you go in there, there's a person you talk to called Lord Points a Lot, and he gives you 100,000 DDO points. That way you can test things in the store. So if they add new items and new features, you're able to quickly just jump in and test it out. Feydark Illusionist and Tempest. Tempest is for dual wielding, and then Feydark Illusionist is the new tree that gives you access to like charisma to hit and damage, you know, the different Shadow Blade spells and attacks and weapons and stuff. I went with Tiefling just because I wanted more charisma. A cool thing about playing as a ranger is you don't actually need any dexterity for anything you do, because yes, you can use dexterity to hit and damage. This character, I don't need to use dexterity to hit and damage because I'm maxing out my charisma to use the Feydark and the Flame Blade, and doing some weird shenanigans. But also, Rangers get all of the two-weapon fighting feats for free, just by being a Ranger. So under Combat Styles... Oh, I'm not level 2 yet. But under Combat Styles, you get them. At level 2, 6, and 11, you are auto-granted them, regardless of the fact of whether you have enough dexterity or not. Which means that this character actually would work without tomes and on a first life character, because you just pump everything into charisma and keep dex at 0. The only reason I have some dex is I was thinking I would take precision, but I realized I can't actually do that because I needed to take some other feats. Nope, just these two. I'm using Feydark Illusionist instead of Deepwood Stalker. Deepwood Stalker is where you would normally go on a Tempest, but we're going to check out Feydark Illusionist and see what we can do. See if the supplementary Fan of Shadowblade stuff is worth it at all. Why do you need regenerating rages at 16 though? I can't help but think they would have been better letting switch hand wraps between dual wield and two-handed. Oh, why do you need regenerating rages? I don't know. Because what if you run out? Also, regenerating rages is just a good idea. I'm not sure what you mean though. Switch between hand wraps. Switch hand wraps between dual wield and two-hand. What do you mean exactly? I forgot that you have to search at this door. Ooh. Hey, hand wraps. Hey, longsword, thank you. Yes, hand wraps work like dual wielding. I understand that. I'm just confused on what you mean by, like, switch hand wraps between dual wield and two-hand. If they let you shift to make them, like, two-handed instead? I don't think they have the tech to do that. That's an interesting suggestion, but I don't think that they have the tech to do that. They'll just, like, change how weapons work on an individual level like that through a skill. Wait, you had a guy tell you off for not using Inquisitive? That's kind of funny because it's very representative of the DDO community. Some people harbor a lot of anger towards Inquisitive because it came in such a way that it was so much more powerful than all the other versions of playing ranged that pretty much playing anything that wasn't Inquisitive, you're almost wasting your time. However, I mean, playing whatever you want is also fine. Like, if you think it's cool, you can. Some people just don't like the dual crossbow feel to it, so they don't do it. You can't find the DDO point guy? I'll show you. I'm literally going to the place so I can get the XP and level up. On the dagger, in case you were curious, absolutely no progress has been made. Oh, perfect. Thanks, man. Here's the thing. Somebody will figure it out. I'm sure that there's something that you need to do. I have a question. Have you done the raid with it yet? The raid with Vol? Not Ascension Chamber, the other one. You come in here, and then there's Lord Points a lot right there. Right here, by the way. That's how you find him. Let me go level up. Get my stuff. The Ultimate Mastery, please. I'm only going to level 6, because... oh, I guess I can go to level 8. That seems fine. Monk Trainer. No. There's Ranger Trainer. There they are. Mr. Greenbow. Can I get heal? Yeah, I'll take heal. Heal's probably fine. They did a Paladin spell pass. I'd love to see a Ranger spell pass where more Ranger spells are added, some couple more interesting things. Cool. So now we take Past Life Druid. This will allow me to conjure Flame Blades. Very important. I need Charisma because that's my most important stat. I have a reasonable amount of mana, actually. Look at that, 164. It's pretty cool. We're going to get a lot more mana than that, but that's a good amount. What else would be out there? Maybe Drow? So Elf? I'm gonna take Elf. There might be a Drow out in this next quest. Not sure. That's why you picked on me. He was doing his 4th life. My 1st life wouldn't do as much DPS. Well, yeah, but you have to understand. Somebody who, like... If somebody is so concerned about the damage... Like, you shouldn't be concerned about the damage that other players are doing, especially if it doesn't affect you at all. So, it's important to remember that sometimes you can brush people off because they're idiots. It's okay to be at a different pace, and especially doing different amount of damage. No, stop. You're getting me with the spoilers. And also, the Squirrow are they were Drow at some point. Does that not count? I'm just kidding. You don't need to worry about spoilers. But yeah, you know, they were Drow. They were elves. Like the same thing, isn't it? Okay. I'm just gonna... Where do I get items for this character? I think they're aberrations? Borrow? Maybe. Quest loot. Hopefully there's a couple items that are level 6. The Explorer's Hat. Search, Spot, Dodge. Okay. Fanged Necklace. Strength and Speed. Okay. Is that all the items available?
No. I believe it's update 44.
Oh, keep on the Borderlands stuff. Where's the pre-Sharn loot? Update 40? Hold on, I'm just trying to find the right loot. It's Tech, Chimera's Crown?
Oh, update 39 for loot.
That's what I wanted, yeah, 39. This is what I wanted, yep. Okay, perfect. No, I don't need an orb. Need a leather gloves of the snake, sure. We are a charisma character, so I'll take this. Platinum mirror cape, sounds good. Steel weave shin guards, it's got move speed on it. I need the light armor, illicit warding armor. Platinum prayer beads. Well, I don't need the strength and the move speed, so we'll take the devotion. All of this is perfect. Wonderful. There we go. Now I have some items. There's some crazy lag going on in here, too. Yeah, it's Scorpion and Drow. When the game first released, they were called Drow Scorpions, which I kind of prefer, just because it's very clear. It's telling you what they are. It's like, this is a Drow Scorpion. Alright, so here's where we spend the points. Number 1, Feydark Illusionist. I get to pick a pet. Fox, Illusory Sprite, Pseudo-Dragon, White Cat, and Tressim. Okay, so I know that the Pseudo-Dragon and the Illusory Sprite apparently don't work, so we're just not going to use that one. I need Charisma to hit and damage. That's very important. I want Twist Do I want Twist Reality? I think we're going to skip Twist Reality right now in an effort to conserve some points. Grab the damage. I want protection with shield. I want the Shadow Blade spell. Oh, I have to take this, so we gotta go Charisma, and I gotta grab this. We're gonna grab Tempest, because Tempest is really good. I'm just gonna take all the stuff that's good out of this tree. If you're ever unsure, I say this all the time, take the good things, not the bad things. If it gives you more damage on this type of character, this ranger, probably pretty good. Haste boost for more attack speed and damage. Grab this. That's damage. An extra d6 damage per hit's probably pretty good. Yeah, because there's Force Crit, but I don't think I can use the Force Crit that well. Oh, I didn't take Quicken, which might be relevant to this character. I think this is probably fine, though. It's my Charisma right now, 32. So if I take one more point of Charisma, that's one more point of Charisma. Alright, so we're at almost 400 mana. We've got the Conjure, the dual Shadow Blades. It's also important to note that I can also create Flame Blades. So if we go to Past Life Druid, dual wield, Harbinger's Wrath. So I can make Flame Blades. I can only do this 3 times a day, but now because I have Charisma to hit and damage, I can both use the Flame Blades or the Shadow Blades as Charisma to hit and damage. Yeah, I did. I picked the cat. Oh, you don't know what you might not know what a Tessim is. Or a Tressym. A Tressym is a cat with wings. The winged cat. So I picked that. And then I have Imbue with Shadow. So I can cast the Flame Blade and then Imbue with Shadow. Which is kind of neat. And Storm Dancer we're just going to turn on. The rest are all passive. I can take spells in here, right? So I can take Jump and Ram's Might, because Ram's Might is extra damages. And Jump is just good. I'll buy spell components. And then an actual spell, we'll take Cure. Although I don't think I'm going to need Cure. Cool, so this character doesn't have any weapons, right? So I'm going to take this weapon off. So you might be like, oh, how do you actually deal damage? Well, the answer is I just conjure up either some Shadow Blades for my damage. So I just come over here and beat some stuff to death. Be like, hey, Kobold, what's up? And just start chunking this guy for straight up force damage onto my hits. Or instead of using this, we can conjure... What are these? This is Shadow Blade. It's got Impactful and Force Blast. You do extra force damage on crit. And there's Short Swords. Alternatively, I can then instead conjure Scimitars. Enchant my Scimitars with Shadow. And now I'm doing fire damage. And the damage is much higher than it is with the Shadow Blades because this weapon is a stronger weapon. And this also scales off of Charisma. So I have the option to fight either with fire or with shadow, and I don't ever need a weapon through the entire leveling process, which is super cool. They're not entirely made of force. The force enchantment, actually it says it changes your damage to force. It doesn't. If it did that, that would be super cool, but unfortunately it does not do that. But imagine if it did. Oh, he's so good. Alright, so we're gonna go test out that new dungeon. Do you want to join me?
Yes.
What's your character name?
Odessa.
Ode. Oh, also a ranger. Or did we do the same build? Improve elite strats. Pick the good stuff, not the bad stuff. Yeah, exactly. Pick the good stuff. If you're wondering exactly how to know what the good stuff is, I don't know what to tell you. What is the shifter past life in the iconic? The past lives are not out yet, so we don't have any past lives. Oh yeah, and I need that spell. Shadow Blade. I can whip Shadow Blades at people. This only costs 6 mana, so I can do it pretty much all the time. It's a Dex to hit on the Flame Blades while looking at the stats. Charisma's overriding. No, I have Dex, Wisdom, and Charisma. So Flame Blades only use your Wisdom. However, as a Tempest, I can use Dexterity to hit and damage, and as a Feydark Illusionist, I use Charisma to hit and damage. So I can choose any of these 3. Could an EK Sorcerer make use of it? Yeah, absolutely. Charisma to hit and damage, right there. Alright. And the new quest is in the forest, right? Or the fire area. So we'll go there. Let's test it out. And then after we finish this quest, we're going to take a look at all of the named loot. You're already out here. Okay. Coming. Coming. Hopefully it'll be pretty cool. Oh, the guy is right here. Lady Sarah James. Relic Hunter. An adventurer would have that's what I like about Stormreach. Someone brave and reckless is never too far away. My name is Lady Sarah James. I am a distinguished lecturer of the Austral Archaeology at Margrave University, which is a roundabout way of saying I hunt relics. Right. You have to go to the Sulatar Drow, live in Steering Heights. Are you familiar with them, I assume? It is a dangerous situation, however, is why I require assistance. What relic are you looking for? So you can ask questions about the Sulatar Drow? Sure, I know about them. They were scorpions, right? No, wait, they're the ones who live underground and do everything backwards. Maybe I'm getting confused with someone else. Do those kobolds over there work for you? Oh yeah, there's kobolds here. That's neat. Just looking for the Eye of Fernia. It's in the Reliquary of Flame, and let's go get it. Which is funny, because the Eye of Rhesia was used in another quest. This is all the way up here. The Eye of Rhesia was used for. I don't have any force spell power, so keep that in mind. I only have 5, so this is just the straight base damage of Shadowblade. Yeah, Tower of Frost. DC on this as a first level character is 8, by the way. I'd just like to point out the DC of this is 8 on Shadowblade. Or sorry, 30 at level 8. Oh man, the lag. What is happening? Ooh! Alright. Reliquary of Flame. I'm just shot. Is it... Am I lagging? Or is it the server that's lagging? I don't feel like I'm lagging.
I think it's the server that's lagging.
Okay. Immediately, this quest looks identical. This is the intro to that quest in the Orchard. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Level 4.
the
Yeah, with the fire. I can't remember the name of it.
one you do after Temple of Vol.
Inferno, thank you. Inferno of the Damned. How can I not remember the name of Inferno? Hey, spiders, what's up? So now I can essentially be an entirely flame-based character, and then when I encounter monsters and immune to fire, I can just conjure a different weapon. Scorpions. Can't go that way. What is this? Oh, also, it looks like we need some crests or something. What's that AoE? I don't have any AoE, which is unfortunate. Oh, you got DDO'd. You must first walk the path of the sword of the scorpion, and then the path of flame will lead you to the vault. Okay, so we have to walk the path of the scorpion. Interesting. So this lever is going to open up the path? Yeah, alright. Oh, thank you. Did that lock you out? Okay, but you can come in. Alright, so there's just some scorpions in here. Seems neat. Yeah, there's a new quest. Just testing out, see what's up. I am getting straight up murdered, which is cool. Oh, so you have to fight these big packs of scorpions. They're also stone scorpions, I believe, so they're probably immune to paralysis. Or just scorpions in general are immune to paralysis. One of the two. I have lots of mana, so I can do stuff, which is nice. I don't have to worry about actually running out of spell points. It's pretty cool. And I don't know if these guys have damage reduction. One of the nice things about using a weapon that is pretty much entirely magic damage is that if a monster has physical damage reduction, the Flame Blade ignores it, which is pretty sweet. Like I said, the damage is like really good. It's just that, you know, obviously I don't have any items. Most of my item slots are empty, so we're really fine here. Oh my God, Heresy of the Volcurum. Look at this guy. Oh, he jumps to life. Must be another way to defeat it. Let's take a look around. Because apparently we can't destroy it there. Oh, let's bring it here. And it dies in the light, which opens it. Okay, so we gotta like power up this area, which gives the crest. Alright, that seems pretty straightforward. Request for the Sands Raid? Yeah, kind of. You gotta drag him into the flame. Hee trap. Do we have to deal with the same thing on this side? Possibly. Oh, more rats and bats. Yeah, it kind of does look like that. Oh my gosh. You gotta stop standing in those things. I don't have Intimidate, so I can't, like, pull any of these rats off you or anything. Also, these bats and these rats are no joke, by the way. These things are super dangerous. A benefit of having tons of mana is being able to just quickly spam out all sorts of different healing spells all the time. Oh, is there a trap? Or is it... Oh, another spider. Missed. I will say there is a... Whoa, a boulder. Oh, man, I didn't see that the first time. Zulhar Training Golem. Well, they resist fire damage, so I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what. This is where I can swap Blade to go Force, but I think it's just because it's a golem, so it resists fire damage. Ooh. And there's the crest down there. Okay. God, DDO is so cool. Like, when you walk into a big room like this, every time I do a big trap room, look at this. God, DDO is so cool. I got this. Oh. Ouch. Woo! Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. I don't understand what's happening. Oh shoot. Okay, heal in the corner. Oh, there's darts and traps everywhere. There's so many blades. Holy moly. By the way, who wants to do this quest on hardcore? Anyone want to do this quest on hardcore? Okay. So we have to go... Okay, I don't... Okay. Yeah, crest. Did we get 3 crests? I don't have a snake crest. Did we pass one? Ah! Blood Tribute will carry you? Yeah, I don't know about that. Did you see one? No. Oh, it's in here. It's halfway through. It was in the fire gauntlet. Okay. Okay. Everything is cool. I'm a ranger. This is the Feydark Flameblader. Or I call it the Feyblade build. Because we are doing Ranger and Tempest to get access to, eventually, once we're level 12, to go up into the Tempestry to get Dance of Death, to have all the cool AoE. But then also at the same time having access to both Flameblade and Shadow Blade. So if monsters are immune to fire damage, I can swap and get Shadow damage. I'm going to Shrine just to get my mana back. Yeah, the Shadow Blades look great. We were warned, might want fire resist. I'm a Tiefling. I have fire resist built in. That's the idea behind this build. It's kind of neat. There's a key problem. The Shadow Blades are piercing weapons, not slashing weapons, which means improved crit doesn't work for both. So obviously this will fall off eventually, and you'll have to pick either Shadow Blade or Flame Blade. But it's pretty fun for the leveling process, where you don't have those feats for the most part anyway. Okay. All right. So this has to go this way. I don't... This is spooky. Okay, I don't know what happens when we go on these red tiles. You want to just come over here, maybe? And then I'm going to try to outrun this. 1, 2, 3. Ah!
Just like the previous 2 paths, a large inscription awaits above this door. It reads, "Walk within the light and you shall be saved. Stray from the path and doom is..."
Oh.
Wait a second. Walk within the light. What happens if I touch...
Have a look how you've set the puzzle up and have a look at the next room.
Oh my god, this activates the... Whoa! Oh! Okay, interesting. So the tiles are the same one. So then this, I'm just going to test this. This is not active, but this tile is active. Ow. Okay. Oh my god, that's so cool! Oh! You have to set up the puzzle ahead of time. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, you can just run straight through with this, the way it's built. Oh, but we have to reach all those levers. Can we deviate that way? Interesting. You just kind of pick this up. This disables puzzles. Okay. Wow. So this is 3 deep, and then you go across one? Yeah. Uh-oh, like... Can you light up the whole grid? You possibly can light up the whole grid, but I didn't try to do that. The other side is completely unlit. I don't know if there's a way to do that. Okay, so then in theory, up 2, right 1, up 1, right 1. Up 2, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1. Okay. Woo! Alright. That was cool. That was cool. You can do the party killing thing? Oh, you can party kill the hell out of this quest. Was this a mummy? And that's why we have the flame blades.
The artifact that Lady Sarah James requested is up ahead, just beyond the
Oh no, these are black bones. They are immune. So I have to swap to the shadow blades. Ah, shadow blades! Screw you, enemies. Also, I think that undead is not casting spells, by the way. Yeah, spellcaster undead is currently not casting spells, so that's a bug. I'll have to report that. Oh, more of them. Bolt Firebinder. Well, oh no, it casts something. You know what spell that is?
That is harm, or not harm, like
Whew, a lot of health on these things. Oh, and Zekthar the Mummy. Swap to fire damage. Ooh, look at that! Double damage! Oh, he's gonna kill me, though. Not if I kill him first.
The last of the Guardians crumbles to dust, and the flame barriers dissipate.
And that's how you swap. How is Incendiary Cloud? Terrible. Oh, and I got loot! I got dungeon loot. By the way, if you were curious, we're gonna look at this item later. This is the Dagger of the Deep Ones. It's a new item out of this quest. This is, no questions asked, the best dagger in the game from 6 to 9. And potentially, it might actually be better than a Barovian dagger. Just putting that out there. That's how good this dagger is right here. It's 2d6 of cold damage, 2d8s of bleed damage. It's got maiming, so it's extra damage on a critical hit, and it's got corrosive salt where it can explode in one-shot stuff. Oh, despair. Okay, I see. I'm gonna reroll. I'm gonna see what else I can get. Reroll. 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 Oh, I didn't get anything else. And then the Eye of Fernia. Cool. Honestly, if you know how to do this, this is a pretty short quest, and it's pretty fun.
yeah.
Very cool. And back through the traps. No, I'm not doing that. The new quest seems good. I don't know how it's different on Epics, but I really love that puzzle room. That's a fun room. I can't wait for people to go through that and freak out about it. Alright, so next thing we're going to be doing is the review of the gear. I don't think most of the items will have visuals for them, but in the event that they do, I'm going to bump this character up to 30 real quick so that I can actually use all the items. Just so I can put stuff on. for visual clarity. On Feyblade. Feyblade. Also, I'm going to try to do this quickly, because I have something else I need to do soonish. Oh, but there's a lot of... The items are interesting. There's a lot of them. So, I already have achieved Ultimate Master. But yeah, quest's really cool. I like that one a lot, actually. So kudos to whoever did that. That is a awesome quest, and I really, really, really like it. So you have to take... Or you just take both. You take Improved Crit Slashing and Improved Crit Piercing. Which is actually not the worst idea ever. For this build to work. Do be a Razor Shifter Monk? Yeah, it does seem pretty cool. Because the Rage doesn't uncenter you either. The shifting, by the way, does not uncenter you. It's only if you take the enhancement that makes it uncenter you. Which means you can actually get piercing damage on a monk. You don't have slashing, and then you take Vorpal Strikes, and you can do bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage on a monk. Which is pretty slick. What do I care about skills? I don't care about skills. Improved critical piercing is what I want. There we go. So now I've improved critical for both the short swords and the scimitars. How would you do a throwing alchemist with a shadow tree? Well, alchemist doesn't really have that much synergy with the throwing with the tree. If you were a spellcaster, maybe. But the problem with the throwing... Oh, Force of Personality. That's a good feat to take. I don't think it's a good idea to do to use the throwing feat, if I'm being honest. Or to do that with Alchemist. I think the Alchemist is probably one of the few classes in the entire game that doesn't really see much of a benefit. They don't have any illusion spells or effects, they don't really use Charisma, and there's no on-hit damage or anything that would be useful in there, since Alchemist already has like better versions of crowd control and other things. That makes sense. So I feel like you wouldn't want to do that. I'm sure you could. I'm sure there's people in here that have already theory crafting it. And that's the other thing about Alchemist, is that you can just... Or not Alchemist, but DDOs. You can always come up with some type of weird build. Like, I didn't consider this build at all, the Feyblade build here, until I was just looking at some of the other stats, and I was like, wait a minute. But if you had both the swords, you could swap interchangeably between the two by taking the past life, and then you can also get access to this here with the Dance of Death with Tempest. So I thought that was kind of neat. Yeah. I'd like to advance to the next epic level, please. And what do you take on this character? You take Overwhelming Critical. I'm trying to remember how you do stuff. Oh, right. Also, I forgot I'm supposed to talk to the Fate Spinner and select an Epic Destiny. Yes.
Quest received.
Yes. Claim Destiny. After you claim a destiny, you just talk to this guy, right? Ultimate Mastery. Next one. Also, Leandora Morim, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Checking out some of the stuff on Lamania, getting excited, because I'm going to tell you something. I am likely going to be playing a lot of Feydark Illusionists. This is the exact kind of universal tree I wanted, and also, my personal opinion, it is one of the most universal of the universal trees. The only caveat of this tree is that you have to take a feat to get access to it, which I don't think is that big of an ask, considering how restrictive some of the other trees. If you're like Inquisitive, I would say probably at least half of the classes in the game can't use Inquisitive. Right? Like, Druid can't really use Inquisitive effectively. It's very difficult to make, like, especially like Pure Wizard without type of multi-classing. Bard... Again, it kind of just overwrites Bard as opposed to adding to the kit that already exists on your character. And so I think that, for me personally, I like the fact that this adds things to your kit. It gives you a little bit of extra damage. It gives you a weapon you can just attack with. It can do all sorts of stuff. Are you able to go to 30 already? You talk to the guide here on the test dojo in Lamania, and he just gives me all the XP I want. Guitar Fun, you really got to get into this test dojo. I'm telling you, it's the best place to go. Boom. There we go. Alright, let's just finish off the leveling. 22, nothing. Man, leveling in epics just sometimes feels sad. Charisma. What would I take? It wouldn't take Wellspring of Power, probably. I actually don't know what feat you would take here. There's so many different options. Quicken, maybe? You can get some spells out? Quicken's probably just a useful spell. Oh, I didn't want to manipulate my destiny. There we go. You still copy characters? My character copy didn't work, so your results may vary. Unfortunately for me. Yeah, but I think what's important is to examine what the plan is. I understand your frustration, Estinond, but I am a big proponent of seeing things before I rest my judgment until I can see stuff. If that makes sense. Also, a really important thing, if you haven't done this, don't take Pierce Adamantine, Biesh, Cold Iron, or Silver. If you use any of these feats with your Flame Blades or your Force Blades, it causes them to become Adamantine if you have Pierce Adamantine on here, which means they start dealing with all the minutia of physical damage. You don't want to do that. It breaks your weapons. Don't take those feats. It literally ruins your weapons. Which is kind of funny that that's a thing, but yeah. Spirit Blades. You know, I do force damage with this character. I need force spell power. Why not? Take Spirit Blades instead of Dire Charge. Oh, Dire Charge. I don't know. There's great charisma. Trust me, I too also heavily dislike epic leveling. Like I said, I encourage patience. Important note here. Check this out. So, I'm level 30. Now that I'm level 30, if I cast my Shadow Blades, I am granted with level 30 Shadow Blades. So this is the base weapon that you get if you're level 30. It does a d6 plus 2, Ravenloft style scaling. Impactful, so 9d6 force damage. An extra 9d6 force damage. This is actually 18 d6s of force. 27 d6s of force on a crit, and as Sovereign Nightmares, if your target is below 5,000 hit points, they instantaneously die. Similarly, if I cast Flame Blade over top of this, my Flame Blades cast at level 30 because I'm level 30, and the level 30 Flame Blade cast here is the same thing. So it's got Fiery, Flaming Blast, Overwhelming Incineration, Blinding Embers, which is pretty cool for all of these different stats. So whether you're using the Flame Blades or not, it's all about the same thing. I can come up here and start beating this kobold to death and doing a reasonable amount of damage. That makes sense. Because I'm scaling everything with charisma. And then you can just make it even stronger and get even more damage. This is the type of character that you can very severely skimp on any type of defense with. You also don't need dexterity or any of the other stats at all. Do something like that. Like this. You don't really need the extra charisma here. I don't know exactly where you spend the points. But what you do is you get 1,000 cuts, and you get Growing Storm, and you get Dance of Death, and you walk up to these kobolds that you see here, and you go, and you start doing that with your fire weapons, with no weapons equipped. You just start chopping down kobolds. Pretty neat. This is why Tempest Rangers are super strong, because these are the numbers I'm doing with no items equipped. Yeah, so this build has no weapons. Now, one of the upsides of this build is that because I have force and fire weapons, I can ignore pretty much all forms of physical damage reduction, and I'm constantly able to pump out damage, which is pretty cool. One of the downsides of this build is because I don't actually have weapons, I don't have sentient jewels, which some people may consider an upside. Imagine you get yourself to level 30, and you're like, man, what filigrees should I put together? Maybe it's your first character, and you're like, I have to put 100,000 XP worth of items into my sentient jewel. Well, guess what? Now you don't, because with this build, it doesn't do that. It's just like, oh, you can't do it. Sorry, play a different character, I guess. So how cool is that? No weapons, just conjure them. Now, you might be frustrated by the fact that you've got, can you use one named item and one Shadow Blade? You can, You can actually go even one step further than that if you like. You can dual wield. So you can do one of these. You can do this. So I have one of each. Flame Blade and a Shadow Blade. Which is very similar to my good friend that I spent an hour fighting against, Pontiff Sylvan, in Dark Souls 3 2 weeks ago. Which is also pretty neat. This is also the same weapon combination of the Shadow Balrog at the base of Moria in Lord of the Rings Online, which is pretty neat. You can have one of each. Look at me. So, in theory, you can go ahead and do this, and then you can have, like, your cool damage and be like, yeah, yeah, fire and force damage, yeah. Isn't that kind of neat? Yeah, I'm going to stop being distracted. I have lots of gold. At all. That was me. That was me, the Tiefling. Okay. What was he just picking on? I was just demonstrating the dual wielding weapons. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the weapons. We're going to go heroic to epic. So, starting with, this is the quest gear. So this is all the stuff from the quest we just did. So you got Blade of the Clouds. This is a short sword that has finesse, favored weapon, cloudburst, electrifying. Best short sword, 1 to 10. Probably even 1 to 15. It is very hard for a Barovian weapon to be better than this, because Cloudburst is very good. This also gives you... You can use Dex to hit and damage with this. Or sorry, you can use Dex to hit with this, although it's still strength to damage. This is a favored weapon no matter what your deity is. This is just a good item no matter what. Why is 1 crit? Because Flame Blade is a scimitar, and Shadow Blade is a short sword. That's why. Yes. That was something that I don't know if you guys saw, by the way. Vanguards have been buffed across the board. Shields have been given a damage progression now, and the damage progression that carries throughout the entirety of the game, it makes it so picking up shields while leveling is actually an option now. So I highly recommend you check that out if you haven't. Because Vanguards are much better for leveling, depending on what you actually pick up. And crafting your own shields is also an option. Back to what I was doing. So Blade of the Clouds, good weapon. Dagger of the Deep Ones, mentioned before. This dagger, unbelievable damage. It's got cold damage. It's got damage on crits with bleeding. Sorry, it's got just 2d8 bleeding damage. It's got damage on crits. It's got corrosive salt. Insane dagger, unbelievable. Epics. Legendary Blade of the Clouds. This weapon, unfortunately, is a short sword. And it's level 27, so not a good weapon. Dagger of the Deep Ones, same thing. It's level 27. It's good from 27 and 28, but at 29, a Barovian weapon is better than this. Same with Blade of the Clouds, or Morning Lords. So don't worry about that. Next is an artifact, Crown of Bone. This is a helmet. Drops epic only. Intelligence, spell resistance, will, and heightened awareness. I don't know why you would use this. Right? Like, I'm not entirely sure. But if it looks hella cool, maybe that's pretty much the reason why you would use it. But I don't think so. Yeah, there it is. So you got this crown here. It looks pretty neat, but I think that's pretty much it. Crown of Bone, it is a intelligence item, spell resistance, it's got will, it's got heightened awareness. There's a lot of other good helmets, so consider, you might want to figure that one out. Oh, you didn't catch what they did. What did they do with shields? Shields, they standardized the damage. So as opposed to some shields having a d6 damage, and some shields having a d10, and some shields having 3d10s plus 15, they just made all the shields have a standard progression across the game. So all the shields from level 1 all the way up to level 29 have a standardized progression, and the level 29 shields are still, actually, in most cases, better than the way that they were before. Next is the Explorer's Hat. Explorer's Hat is a pretty good item. The Heroic doesn't have True Seeing, but the Epic True Seeing, Spot, Search, Dodge. Just a good item while you're leveling. There's no real complaints about this one. It's level 27, so there's only so much you can ask for. It fills up some holes. Fanged Necklace. This item is extremely cool. This is one of the best items you can get as a druid. You'll use this the entire leveling process because this gives you extra damage equal to half of effectively your level if you're playing as a pure druid. So if you're level 6 when you get this, this is plus 3 damage that stacks with everything. Once you get to 10, that's plus 5. So this item scales all the way through the end game, and it gives move speed on it. Great item. Legendary Fang Necklace, actually pretty good. In fact, this item's so good that you might even consider using it if you manage to play a Druid build that isn't using a necklace. Now you might say, but Strimtom, all of the Sharn, if you're playing in Sharn, everyone is using the part of the family set, which has a necklace as part of the set. But we're going to get to that because there's some new set bonuses coming up that might replace all of that. And lastly, you have a trinket, the Golden Idol. Now this is an artifact, and it is also, this is a necklace. This is a crazy powerful item, and I want you guys to examine this. So this is a tank item, by the way. It has Insight, so it's 200% aggro. Protection 18, so 18 armor class. Insightful physical sheltering 29, and the Golden Curse. So this is an artifact that does not give stats. Instead, it has the Golden Curse, and it says, a strange inscription winds around the artifact. When the wearer of this item is successfully attacked, occasionally incredible power comes to the surface, shielding its wielder in solid gold to protect from further attacks. My understanding of this is it gives you a huge defensive buff for a very short period of time. This is going to be very, very useful. Cool artifact for tanks, since tanks don't need as many stats as other classes. So definitely check that one out if you're planning on doing some tanking. All right. Now we're going to look at the raid loot. There is a ton of raid loot, by the way. This is just going to take a little while to get through. I don't know if it's going to give you gold skin. I would hope it just gives you some type of higher protection, but we'll see. So the raids, by the way, it's Lord of Blades and Vision of Destruction. So since those two raids have been recreated, not only is there a lot of raid loot, there's also a lot of raid loot from these bosses and stuff. The alchemical items are here, so you'll be able to check out some of these. So when I was talking about the standardized damage, see how this is a buckler? The damage on here... examine. Okay, my examine button isn't working. Oh, there it is. See how the damage is on here? Base damage 114. That's because this buckler damage got standardized. So all bucklers level 29 or higher now do 2d6 plus... this is a raid item, so it's plus 9. A regular buckler, non-raid, will be 2d6 plus 6. So that is the progression here, so you'll see stuff like that. Also, it's important to note that all these shields are 19 to 20 times 3, making them exceptionally powerful. Very, very useful. This is a DPS buckler, giving you Icy Blast, Crushing Tsunami, Legendary Ice Shard Guard, and this is also a crystal weapon, so it has reduced Arcane Spell Failure. Oddly enough, it doesn't have Arcane Spell Failure, but that's kind of neat. Something important to note about this one, all of the alchemical weapons follow a template. They either give spell power, crit of that same spell power, like a buff on spell cast and a defensive effect, a guard, or they are a offensive weapon, so like a physical damage weapon, and they give blast of elemental type, elemental burst type, guard, and weapon type. So alchemical buckler is just like that. It is a cold item. Then alchemical shield is a fire item. As you can see here, it does fire damage, and it's 2d10s plus 15. An alchemical tower shield, which when this comes out, will be the #1 DPS shield in the entire game. It is 2d12s plus 18, and this is a shocking blast, thunder, instant, or a whole bunch of damage attack here. And it's also crystal as well, which is neat because it gives it 10% reduced arcane spell failure. Now we have Champion of the Twins. Actually, I want to buy these shields to see how they look. Next we have Champion of the Twins. So Champion of the Twins is a very interesting item. Again, very high base damage. But this is a shield that is meant to work with the Lorik set. There are a whole bunch of sets. It's really hard to keep track of all of these items, by the way. Pretty much every single item in here is good. I will point out the couple items that are bad, but just assume that the item sets are interesting. One of the things that matters about this raid a lot is it's adding 2-piece item sets. You have like Legacy of Lorik. When you have 2 pieces equipped, you get this. Legacy of Levick. When you have 2 pieces equipped, you get this. These items are in alternative slots, and a lot of them interrupt the Sharn bonuses. So if you wanted to play as a character and you have your Sharn set already, whether it's the Sharn Flame Cleanse Fury set, the Sharn part of the family set, it may be difficult to fit some of these items in. But if you break the set, which means you're not using that armor piece anymore, you're not using that necklace, you're not using that pair of gloves you might not want to use, and use one of these new sets, that means you can start mix and matching some of your other items. These ones are a lot more flexible, so I really like that, so you'll see that as we go forward. Now this shield, this is a tank shield that's supposed to be used. It's got Healer's Bounty, Physical Sheltering, Quality Resistance, and Parrying. Honestly, it's a pretty good item. I'm not sure about Parrying because most items have Parrying, but this one's not too bad, and it gives a lot of Physical Sheltering. The actual set bonuses, you have the Legacy of Lorik, which is a positive and light spell crit chance, and then positive and light spell power. So it's a little narrower than Flame Cleanse Fury, but it's still pretty good. And then you have Legacy of Levick, which is the tank set for Artifact, Armor Class, Physical Resistance Rating, and Threat Generation. Yeah, Crystal also makes it safe for oozes. I forgot about that. Sorry. Next, we have the Gaius of Creation. This is an orb. Repair lore, quality reconstruction, quality repair amp, greater auto repair. Holy crap, and it gives a set bonus. Artifact bonus to rune arm DCs, artifact, electric repair, and force spell, critical chance, and electric repair and force spell power. Now, I would like to point out that this is freaking insane, and this is so good. There's basically been no repair items. This is a really cool item since it's an orb. Now, you might say, but you can't use orbs and rune arms at the same time. There is an orb and a rune arm that is part of this set, and it goes with something else. So this is a really cool set, Conduit of the Titan. Big fan of this. Next shield we have is Vengeful Calamity. And this is a shield that wants to be the #1 DPS shield, but it probably won't be, just because it does not do as much damage. And it has something like aggro, which is exactly what you don't want in a DPS shield. But it's holy, it has shield bashing, it has quality insight. So again, it's not the worst, but there's better shields out there. Next we got Blight Staff. Blight Staff is a two-handed staff. Spellcaster item. It has Blighted lore, so negative, acid, poison, and evil spells, 32% crit, and same thing with the spell power, as well as focus mastery and spell penetration. And on top of that, it has inflict blight, so when you cast any of those types of spells, acid, negative, poison, or evil damage, it has a chance to add a huge dot of acid damage to the target. It'll do a bunch of acid damage over time, and it gives you Earth Grab Guard. Extremely good staff. If you cast any of those damage types, this is probably best in slot. So, get one of these. This is a good item. Conqueror of Bone. So, Conqueror of Bone is a great club. New great club that's been added. Now, I had to think about this one for a little while. I kind of go back and forth on this. It's important to note, great clubs, underutilized item. There's no great club. So if you want to use a great club, this is the best one. Is this the best damage in the game? No. Is this the best item in the game? No. Is this going to do outdamage any of the other weapons on this entire list? No, it will not. It will not do any of those things. But it does something different. One, if you want to play a great club, you have the option to do that. This just fills that role of being able to play great club. Two, Bone Splitter. When you roll a 20 on a target and you confirm it, it slows monsters' attack, speed, and damage by 25%. That's actually not that bad of an effect. So is this going to be the best weapon in the game? No. Is this a bad weapon to use? No. It's actually very good. It just doesn't provide as much raw damage. It has a little bit of utility there on the side. And is this good to have in a raid? Yeah, it's not too bad to have somebody whipping out the Conqueror of Bone. So don't sleep on this item. And it's really good, again, if you want to play as a... you want to use a great club. It's the best great club in the game. But again... it is a great club. Its stats aren't as built as straight damage, so it's not going to be as good as the other weapons on this list. Dull Dagger. This Dull Dagger, the Scrim Implement seems to call out for blood. This is a secret. Go decode it. This has secret passes. We don't know how to activate it. Go decode it. If you want to decode it, check out, go ask Project 13. Just literally send him a message on Discord, and it's P13. And he'll love that, and just give him all your insights. Next is Hand Wraps of the Hound. Sovereign Nightmares, which is basically like 5k health Vorpal. Acid Vulnerability to make monsters take more damage. Acid Blast, so it does 10d6 damage on hit and on crit. And Legendary Acid Torrent on a Vorpal, it does a bunch of acid damage. This actually isn't very high. It's about 140 damage, I think, or 150 damage on hit. But whatever, it's some amount of damage, but it's a bunch of acid, and it adds acid vulnerability, so it's kind of cool. And it's part of the set One with a Swarm, where you are surrounded by bees, so when monsters hit you, they get bees on them, and when you Vorpal people, you put bees on them. So, very cool weapon. Is it going to be good? Probably not. Is it going to be cool? Yeah. I'm going to see what this is. Lamplighter. Oh, we got a new #1 Morningstar in the entire game. This Morningstar is the bar none best. It's got Fetters of Unreality, which is what you want, getting vulnerability stacking, Flaming Blast, that's good, and it has Lights Out, so it has a chance to blind people. Just a useful weapon, very good. The bar is pretty low for Morningstars, but this is the best Morningstar, so get one. Then we've got all the alchemical weapons. Again, I'm not going to go through these too heavily. You can look at these on your own, but they come, as I said, they come in two categories, caster or like physical. So Battle Axe, this is a caster ice Battle Axe, a caster acid dagger. This is a physical acid Dwarven Axe. Great Crossbow is acid and physical. Great Axe is cold and physical. Great Sword is fire and physical. Hand Wraps are cold and physical. Heavy Pick is acid and physical. Kama is lightning and physical. Khopesh is lightning and physical. Light Crossbow is fire and physical. Alchemical Longbow is acid and physical because Strimtom's acid arrow never goes away. So you got an acid bow as your raid item. Whoopah! Maul is lightning as physical for filling out those Thor fantasies. Rapier is fire and physical. Crossbow is cold and physical. Club is actually scepter and it's fire and caster. Short sword is lightning and caster, so it's a caster short sword. Warhammer is ice and physical. And I believe that's all of them. So there you go. So that's all your alchemical weapons you can get. Again, they're split between physical and caster and the elements, but it's pretty neat. Spear of the Mournlands. This is the weapon that is used by the Lord of Blades. I don't know if it's going to look like his spear, but hopefully it does. This is a piercing damage weapon. It is not a bludgeoning weapon, even though it is a quarterstaff, so keep that in mind. Very, very useful as a swap when you don't want bludgeoning damage, which is rare, but it does happen. It has Touch of the Mournlands, so it drains enemies' healing and repair amp, and on vorpal strikes it will quell them, so they can't cast spells. It has Fetters of Unreality. It has Keen. It has Adamantine. Is this a good weapon? It's not as good as Staff of Shadow, but it has Fetters of Unreality, which Staff of Shadow doesn't have. So I would say it's just under Staff of Shadow, but this is probably the second best quarterstaff in the game. Hail of Sulamades. This weapon here. Harness Lightning, so it's got some lightning damage on it. Keen, Sovereign Vorpal, and it's aligned. Is this weapon good? It's a good two-hander, and it does a good amount of damage. I don't think that this is going to beat out any other weapons, though. Pretty much all the other weapons on the list. It's a good two-hander, but I don't think it's going to beat out Basmarath or some of the other two-handers. But I'm not an endgame player. I could be wrong. But it probably looks cool. I'm just not too impressed. Doesn't have anything exciting on this. Gloves of the Avalanche is a new item, part of the Avalanche set, which gives cold, sonic, and electric crit and spell power. And it is Ice Lower, Quality Glaciation, and then Metamagic Maximize, and reduce cost of Extend. Kind of neat. Transcendent Vestments. Standalone item. This item is crazy, by the way. 21 Wisdom Chest, Banishing Weapons, Smiting Weapons, Healing Amp 88. So if you're fighting constructs, you're fighting outsiders, you throw on this clothing, and you just beat people up. Now, you might think to yourself, okay, but I'm not using that. I'm using the part of family set. But wait, you might not use the part of the family set, and you might be able to freely swap in this set of armor. I don't know if this has a visual, but we're going to put it on anyway. Bracers of the Avalanche, that goes with the gloves. It's Spell Pen, Mana, Fire Shield Cold, and Cold Absorption. So this absorbs both 50% fire and 50% cold on one item. This is actually surprisingly really good, and is extremely defensive. Obviously, because they aren't that many too many effective offensive stats, these are defensive stats, might not be as exciting, but it's a very good item. Next we have Ring, Rush Fire. So this is part of a 2-item set, and this is why I was talking about that you can get rid of a lot of stuff. You have to wear this and another ring, 2 rings together, and you get physical magical resistance rating, MRR cap, and healing positive, negative, and repair amp for 2 rings. This ring is deadly, accuracy, insightful dex, and exceptional nimble skills bonus. This is an insane ring. This is Ring of Prowess on crack. So that's pretty cool on one item. But where's the other ring? Is it on here? Thelis True Ring? Nope. Where's it there? Oh, True Omniscience. This is the ring that goes with it. I'm just going to talk about this real quick and go over here. This is the ring that goes with it. So you have to use both of these rings to get the set bonus, which is physical magical resistance rating, MRR cap, and amp. All of these things are good. And to get it, you have to get Riposte, which is 10 plus 10 to all your saves and 10 armor class. Resistance 17 plus 17 to all your saves. Shield bonus. You probably don't have a shield because you're playing a DPS. And fortification. So just to make sure you understand, these 2 rings are giving you accuracy, deadly, plus 27 to all of your saves. And plus 31 armor class and fortification. Plus it's got physical resistance rating, magic resistance rating, MRR cap. Insane 2-set ring. A lot of people are going to consider putting that in if you can get away from the rings you currently have. And especially because that is so good, you won't need to use the Celestial Ruby ring anymore, so there's some flexibility there as well. Devil Scale Bracer. So this is a set of bracers. It's got Assassinate, Deception, Seeker, Improved Deception. Not too bad. And it's part of the Mantle of Sulamades set. Mantle of Sulamades is one of the new DPS sets. Physical and magical resistance rating, sneak attack dice, and double strike and double shot. It's not as good, obviously. It's straight DPS, but it's still not too bad. That's weird. Hold on. Sorry, I had a weird noise playing there for a sec. I was talking so loud I didn't even notice. That's kind of embarrassing. Anyway, now we have Levix bracers. The Levix bracers are what goes with the tank set. These are the tank bracers, ladies and gentlemen, tank bracers. Con 21, healing amp 88, vitality 74, false life 83. If you put these on a non-tank, you're getting over 300 hit points from one item. If you put this on an actual tank, you can get upwards of like 360, 370 health from this one item, even more. Pretty good. Come on, guys. Come on. And it gives you the set. Very, very powerful. Loric's True Necklace. This is the one that goes with the healing set with that shield. Insightful Wisdom 10, Wizardry, Efficient Empower Healing, and Exceptional Healing Amp 22. Again, very good item. You have to put in your necklace, so there's a bit of investment there, but it's pretty cool. Artifact, Quarry Infused Core. This is Con 22, Insightful, Magical Sheltering 29, Eversight, so you're immune to True Seeing and Blindness, and you're also immune to Confusion and Domination effects, as well as 31% enhancement bonus to Chaos Absorption. There isn't a lot of Chaos damage in the game right now. There might be some Chaos damage later. This is a very cool artifact to think about getting. I just don't see it as being the most useful, but it's pretty interesting overall. It's got some neat stats on it. Con 22 on a trinket, also very useful. Next, we've got Tharn's True Bracers and Goggles that go together. Tharn's True Bracers, Dex 21, Armor Bonus 21, Parrying and Protection. So a lot of defense and armor. Not the best, but it's there. And it gives Double Strike, Double Shot, Helplessness, Damage, Sneak Attack, and Spot and Search. To go with Tharn's Goggles, True Seeing, Deception, Enhanced Ghostly, and Diversion. Enhanced Ghostly is 15% mischance due to incorporeality, which is completely bananas. This is potentially a extremely useful item here. It's hard to fit it in exactly because you might have to walk away from your collective sight, but this set in this expansion is trying to get you to walk away from that collective sight. That's the whole point of this stuff. Next, we got another artifact, Fang of Zizi. This is part of the other set with the hand wraps, so this matches up with those hand wraps that do a bunch of acid damage. So if you want to use those hand wraps and you want to get the set bonus, you will have to use your artifact on the Fang of Zizi, but this might not be that bad. 1 Quality Con 5, that's pretty good for a trinket. Natural Armor 22, you might not have that. And then you have Hound's Blood, which gives you immunity to Charms, Poison, and Petrification. Now granted, you don't get charmed. That just doesn't happen in this game. But poison is a big thing. You're going to get poisoned all the time. And petrification. So petrification is going to happen to you every once in a while. But immunity to poison is just super valuable in a lot of different quests. And next, Hound's Bones, which gives you 31% absorption to acid and evil. Just useful. I don't know why it's 31%. But whatever. Seems fine. Very cool artifact. Something to think about. And the last artifact is the Heart of Sulamades. No, this is not the last artifact. It's more artifacts. Another trinket. Quality Constitution 5. Resistance 18. And that's so plus 18 to all saves. I find it really funny that in Sharn and Ravenloft, we had a deviation, so it wasn't resistance bonus. We had individual saves, and now it's all coming back to resistance. That's kind of neat. Yeah, Ring of Shadowblades is sick. Devil's Blood. Immunity to curses, poison, and fear. Come on. Come on. Immunity to curses, poison, and fear? That's like 1/3 of the things that destroy you. And when you get the mantle, artifact, physical magical resistance rating, sneak attack dice, and double strike, double shot. Come on. And then it also absorbs fire damage. This artifact is complete insanity. And it combines with the item for the Mantle of Sulamades, which is this item right here, Devil Scale Bracers, giving you Assassinate, Deception, Seeker, and Improved Deception, all of which, they might not sound like those are stats you want on non-rogue characters, but you want those on every character because Deception gives you way too much damage. So just think about that. That's complete madness. Very powerful item. Thalos True Ring. Bunch of mana, bunch of spell resistance, mana cost reduction, and empower. Not too bad. And this also goes with the Minder Matter set, so if you don't, you can use this item instead of using the DPS item ring, and then go with True Omniscience to get all those extra stats if you want to be a cat. Next artifact is the Titan Control Matrix. This is on a wrist. Apparently, you can reforge this to add stats to it. This artifact is really good. Kinetic lore, 34%, highest in the game. Insightful Impulse. There's almost no Insightful Impulse items, and it grabs quality magical sheltering, and you can get force spell crit chance here. So if you're doing this, you can use this with the orb to get even more force spell crit chance. If you want to play a force build, by the way, one of the best builds will be using this Titan Control Matrix along with the offhand orb, and potentially playing as a Warforged, so you have all that repair. So super cool. Then you have Legendary Lucid Dreams and Tobin's Hammer. This is a typo. It's Tovin de Cannith. Hopefully it's not Tobin. This is a new guy, the sequel. But anyway, Legendary Lucid Dreams. It has Force Shot, one of the worst shots in the game, for depending on your range. So you have to be really careful with this. The damage is good. It's just the angles of it. It spreads out really wide, so you have to practice with the Force Shot, and it's kind of unwieldy in tight corridors. So just be careful about using Lucid Dreams. Think about that. Tobin's younger special brother. Spell lore, potency, Sovereign Nightmares. So this applies it to your main hand and Legendary Nightmare Guard, as well as draining your mana by 5%. This is an extremely good rune arm just as a melee weapon or a ranged attack. And then the shot, it does a bunch of damage. Like I said, you just got to mind how wieldy it is. And then Tobin's Hammer. Insightful Intelligence 10, 30% rune arm charge rate, and it's got Lightning Storm, which is one of the best rune arm effects in the whole game. So this is a great rune arm, something to consider using. So keep that in mind. Buy all of this stuff. All right. And now we're going to look at the last bit of loot here, because we have a little bit of loot that's left over here. Next, the Legendary Alchemist's Crown. This is a craftable item. So this is part of the Astute Alchemist set, and it's got Artifact, Fire, Poison, Acid, Spell, Critical Chance, and this gives Devotion, Nullification, and Wizardry, and you can craft something on it. It's hard to exactly talk about this item, but it gives Devotion and Nullification and mana, so it's not too bad. The Fabricator's Gauntlets can be crafted as well. Resistance, Fortification, Insightful Sheltering. Insanely powerful, and these give a reasonable amount of defensive stats, MRR cap, magic resistance rating, 10% armor class, balance and repair. I'm not super in love with some of this, but again, like that set bonus, I don't know who's supposed to use that, but these gloves are strong, so something to consider. We'll take a look at what you can craft on these, though. Mage Right's Cloak for the Mage Right set, which gives +4 to all spell DCs, +4 to Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma, and Performance Concentration, and it gives Mana, Insightful Enchantment, and Quality Enchantment. To go along with the Mage Right Cloak, there's also the Mage Right Spectacles, which gives Insightful Illusion and Quality Illusion. So this is Enchantment Illusion, Quality, and Sight. Good. Plus it gives Spell Pen and other good stats to go with it, so we'll have to take a look at that and see what that gives you. The Tinker set is Sneak Attack Die, Melee and Range Power, Fort Bypass, Open Lock, and Disable Device. If you can fit this into every character build, you will probably do it as your melee, and it's only a 2 set. This is better. Well, maybe not better, but it's basically as good as the Sharn set that we have right now, except it doesn't lock up your chest. It still does lock up the gloves slot here with Insightful Seeker, Quality Seeker, and Reflex. And to go along with the Tinker set, you have to wear the Tinker's Goggles. No more Collective Sight, but these goggles give you Quality Deception and Insightful Deception, which is pure madness. So we'll see what you can craft on all of these. Did I skip anything? Oh yeah, then you have the Bound Elemental Rings. Each ring is acid, so lore, corrosion, alchemical attunement, attacks and offensive spells deal stacking blank damage over time. So this is acid, so it does acid damage over time, and Spell Pen. All the rings do that. Oh, I guess this Fire Ring has Arcane Augmentation on it, so it increases your caster level. The Frost Ring has Elemental Energy, giving you extra mana, and the Lightning Ring has Spell Focus Mastery 7, which is just helpful for catching up there. However, it's important to note that if you have 2 of these rings on, the set bonus gives you 10% crit chance with the 2 spell powers that you have chosen. Because if you have Fire and Cold, then you get Artifact bonus to Fire, Cold, Electric, and Acid. So it kind of all goes together. I skipped the Fabricator Brazers. Well, yeah, I was going down. I was just jumping over. But yeah, you're right. I did skip these. Fabricator Brazers, Gain of Combat Infusion, Insight, Deadly 17. I don't even understand who's supposed to use this. It's like grab aggro, but get more damage. No idea. I should have been doing sets. Anyway, we're going to take a look at what you can craft onto these here. And now we have some extra filigree, tier 2 filigree. So we have physical resistance rating for Bravery Throughout and Shattered Device. That's kind of neat. We have Dexterity 2 on Dance of Wind and Next Fall. We have Sanctified Fervor and Reverberation for Charisma 2. It's funny because these things have literally no need to be combined, so I don't know what the heck that is. Soul Weaver and Splendid Cacophony. I really don't like... Oh, Splendid Cacophony is not that bad. I was thinking of something else. The other one. And Zerrigan's Arcane Enlightenment and Voltaic Experiment. Sure. And then we have the actual runes. We're going to take a look at some of these cosmetics and also what the craftable sets are. Let's set up for the fashion show. Okay, so to get started, shield. That here. It's the Levix Defender. Same shield. Seen it a million times before. No big deal. Next we have Tale of Sulamates. Ooh! 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 Oh! Oh! God damn! See, this is why you gotta go through the cosmetics, because you never know what you're gonna find. Oh, that looks good. God damn. Alchemical Buckler. I think these are just the alchemical shields. Yeah, these are just the alchemical shields that already exist in the game. So just keep that in mind. Lamplighter. Not too bad. Not too bad. I like that lamplighter. I like the fact that it's got that actual active torch. So you can get this weapon, by the way. This weapon is available from when you create a new character and you start on the ship, like the airship, and you start at level 4 and you get to pick an item from the guy at the top of the tower in the marketplace. The mace looks like this, except it's not lighting. Oh, well, this is the alchemical... this is the alchemical tower shield, I'm pretty sure. So the large shield's probably just the one that's missing. It's probably missing its cosmetic right now. Yeah, and you have phosphor as well. I don't know if it's just going to use the phosphor visual, but yeah. Next we've got... not the alchemical large shield. This is... Oh, this is alchemical large shield. Then what the heck did I put on before? Yeah, sorry, this is Vengeful Calamity. And then this is alchemical large shield. Yeah, this is how that's supposed to look. This is definitely the alchemical large shield. I was saying the wrong thing. That was my bad. Gaius of Creation. It's just one of these spinny orbs. Kind of gray. Not very exciting. I kind of wish there was like a spark or something on it. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of cool. Spear of the Mournlands. No, that's not. This is the dagger. This is the dull dagger. Never mind. It's got some curvature to it, you know? I wonder if this looks different when you unlock the secrets behind the weapon. Possibly. Blight Staff. It's looking pretty good. Definitely got some blight going on here. Not in love with that, but it has a good visual aesthetic to it. Got like the tree, the twigs are all bundled together and it looks menacing. This I'm supposed to craft. Conqueror of Bone, two-handed weapon. This cosmetic has been used before for great clubs, but it's not too bad. Not too bad. A lot of people don't use the great clubs, unfortunately, so you don't get to see their cosmetics too often. I feel like he's choking up on the bat a little too much. He needs to have his hands a little bit lower. His hands are too high on the bat. Just, you know, it's like, stop choking up on the bat, dude. Spear of the Mournlands. This is a great looking weapon. I'm a big fan. I really like this weapon. Looks good. Next we got the Transcendent Vestments to throw on. Is this how they're supposed to look? This kind of looks like Sharn stuff. Although I'm not sure. This one may not be done. This might just be Sharn items. And we gotta craft this. Oh, and the rest is just crafting. That's all the visuals we have. Still, neat stuff. Alright, how do we craft? Who do we craft at? EK Sork, because of Charisma hidden damage is the main thing in the Fey tree. Yeah, EK Sork works well with it. And Wizard Sork works well. Barter, Purple Dragon Knight. Is there no crafting thing here? How do you craft onto items in the dojo? Is that not an option? Do I have to go to Sharn to do that? Airship access, Mr. Ravenloft, keep on the borderlands. Serious portal. QA loot zone. Oh no, I don't want to go to the QA loot zone. Oh, there. Altar of Invasion. Kobolds. Evening Star. I gotta walk to Sharn. God damn it. We're gonna walk to Sharn real quick. Do I have the item? Yeah, I have to craft, yeah. Oh, teleport item? No, I reincarnated, so I don't have it. I gotta say, I really like the visuals of the Shadow Blades. This character sounds really appealing to me. I may play this as my first character. A combination, like this Feyblade, combination Flame Blade and Shadow Blade type thing. But we'll see. Whatever, we'll just walk to Sharn. I just want to see what you can craft on each of these sets. I'll organize them in my inventory so we can look at the sets real quick. So you'll see what different stats you can get on these. Put that there by accident. Okay. So we have the Fabricator's bracers and the Fabricator gloves. We have the Tinker gloves and Tinker goggles. This and this and this and oh. Where's the orb? Can you craft the orb? No. Okay. Oh, this puts you just in the city, right? I don't like... It makes sense that it doesn't put you on the docks, because the docks would be potentially confusing to a new player, because there's not much to do there. But I don't like that it puts you on the city instead of the docks. Personal gripe. Alright, let's see what we can craft here. Kenneth's Forging Station. So, on this Titan Control Matrix, you can craft intelligence, insightful intelligence, or quality intelligence? Oh! So you can just fill out whichever one you don't have. What about the alchemical helmet? The alchemical helmet gives you wisdom, the alchemist crown. I have to bug report that one. Alchemist crown crafts wisdom or alchemist? Question mark? Alright, interesting. Mage Right's Spectacles. God damn it. Mage Right's Spectacles is intelligence, which makes sense. Cloak is charisma. So you can craft the charisma on here that you need. That's kind of neat. So it's useful for both intelligence and charisma characters. The Tinker is dexterity on this one. And the goggles are intelligence. So it is not really designed for strength builds, I can see. And the Fabricator's bracers give you any constitution that you want, and the Fabricator's gauntlets are strength. I think it's unlike... You might use the Fabricator's gauntlets on a regular build and just throw strength on them, but I don't know. And that's all you can craft. That's all we can craft. Still really good, though. Only one strength craft, like 3 intelligence crafts. Kind of neat. Alright, well, unfortunately for me, that is going to be the end of the live stream. I have a bunch of things I need to do in real life, and I wasn't actually planning on streaming today, but then I just saw this opportunity, and I really wanted to get in and check out some of this stuff. So I hope you guys liked what you saw here. Lamania, the stuff is looking really cool. I'm going to give my final opinion really quick. Overall, I think that the shifter race is really, really interesting. I like a lot of the concepts and the ideas that are present there, and I think it's going to be... I think that the placement of the abilities is good. I think that the balance of a lot of the abilities is good. I just need the things to work. So... that's why these passes happen and why Lamania exists. It's to identify bugs, and then so that way they can be solved and fixed. So that's what's going to be happening. So hopefully that will continue to be happening here. As far as the Barbarian Shifter, I think it's really cool. The animations look so good. Yeah, the animations look so good. Like, if you guys didn't get the chance to see the iconic Shifter Barbarian, the Razor Claw, you're basically just Wolverine with custom cleave animations, custom attack animations, and everything, and even the custom animations of the Shifter in general, being able to do those cool spin attacks, they look fantastic, and I'm happy about that. But then we get to Feydark Illusionist, and man, it's so visually appealing. I love the idea of having the familiar. I like the cool different spells, the way that the spell blades work and stuff. Again, there's still some bugs here and there. This enhancement doesn't work. This enhancement doesn't do what it says it does. So there's some things that need to be worked out, of course, in this tree, but in my opinion, this is one of the most universal trees in that every class can get some amount of use out of it, and you don't feel bad by going into it. And this is one of the things I think a lot of people get confused about. Some people will say, but most melee characters would just get the shield and maybe the blur and then leave. So how is this really a universal tree? And I compare this to Harper Agent, and they compare very favorably because they both give minor benefits or major benefits pretty low in the tree, and then so they can be pretty much universal and used by almost any character. But the difference is Feydark Illusionist has a theme that you actually want to continue with. The force damage is substantial if you're playing a force character. The extra blade barriers here, very good damage. The extend, pretty good. And the amount of different force spell power you're picking up if you're playing as a force character. Imagine taking this, get the free enlarge, and now you can friggin' ruin people from across the game by just going like, pew, 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 instant killing them with your extra force damage and increased critical strike chance. So the tree on its own is a standalone powerful enough tree that you want to invest in it, and because of the way that's layered, you get lots of mana to power the spells. Any of the three attributes, Wisdom, Charisma, or Intelligence, work for this tree. I think that you can make it work with any individual character, and I plan on playing a bunch of non-spellcasters as Feydark Illusionist to show that off. The dungeon's also insanely cool. I can't wait to play it some more. Whoever came up with that puzzle, absolute genius. I love that puzzle. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, you'll be able to play it once you get there. Really, really fun. Whew, that's all I got for you guys today. So thank you guys for watching. It's been a fantastic time. If you like what you saw, make sure you follow the channel. Consider subscribing, both on the Twitch and the YouTube, because I'm streaming to both. How cool is that? Wow, isn't that super cool? Oh my god, holy mackerel. Somebody said hydrate. Oh. I need to come up with a solution so I can see the redemptions. I don't know why the Stream Gym redemptions don't show up in chat. We will be streaming next on Friday, which we will be doing the return of Drink Souls. So Drink Souls 3, we'll be going back to that this Friday, so get excited for that. And hopefully we'll be finishing the game. That would be pretty cool. We might not, but depends on how much Drink Souls there is. And that's all I got. I got some things to do. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you had a fantastic time, and I'll see you later. Au revoir. You know, I just realized I can raid somebody. So we're going to raid somebody too. Let me just go on Twitch and find out who's streaming. Pass it along. You know, I just realized I could up me. It's basically just me. Oh, never mind then. All right, that explains why my viewer count was so high. Yeah, I'm just gonna go.